team and one first round matches. Emily Buchanan
call it the big time.
Flying back.
Got your name in lights. Now you're gonna shine. Got them in your sights.
Welcome back to Mustang.
You're just trying to find a way out. I don't want to tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you. I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you shot to take. Don't miss, just make. Don't get it twisted. this strength in our blood. You're one of us. You're one of us. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. You will remember our names. You will remember our names. Show me how you wanna feel. Guide me with your hands. Take what you need from this and keep it from your friends. Show me how you wanna feel. Take it with control. I might show you things you didn't know. You rise for miles above the world.
Coach Bob DeBassett. Coach, just a quick glance back to last week. A tough loss.
What you wanna see, don't turn off the lights. Take what you want from this, try to catch me by surprise. Tell me what you wanna see, bring me to the edge. Get me time and time again. We rise for miles above the world. On and on, let it burn all night. We won't even stop for the morning light. High above the night.
Tonight from Mustang Panther Stadium in Grapevine, Texas, it's Week 5 of Texas high school football action as the Grapevine Mustangs return home to host the Mansfield Summit Jaguars. Reagan Ratcliffe along with Brendan Smith tonight. Welcome into the broadcast. We're going to go down to the field right now, 50-yard line. It's senior night here at Mustang Panther Stadium. Give you a chance to listen in to all the festivities here tonight.
Jason Curia, accompanied by Juan and Nicole Curia. Dallas Davis, accompanied by Calvin and Denisha Davis. Christian Frederick, accompanied by Joel and Crystal Frederick. Ian Hatton, accompanied by Michael and Terry Hatton. Duncan Kim Jr., accompanied by Duncan Kim Sr. and Jessica Kim. Ricardo Lopez, accompanied by Jonah Johnson. Phillips McKay, accompanied by Ashley Thurston and Michael Cashmere. George Motakis, accompanied by Lee and Chris Exton. Ashton Blair Jr., accompanied by Ashton Blair Sr. and Nicole Henry. Thomas Powers, accompanied by Brandon and Kristen Powers. Bradley Stanier, accompanied by Lauren Oxley, Joseph Stanier, and Natalie Stanier. Cale Thompson, accompanied by Chad and Sherry Thompson. Bergen Weir, accompanied by Joe and Amy Weir. Jared Wicker, accompanied by James and Tracy Wicker. Spencer John Allen Williams, accompanied by Timothy and Leslie Ann Williams. And DJ Wright, accompanied by Dan Coyle and Kelly Wright. Next, we'd like to recognize our senior athletic trainers and their parents. Sloan Elizabeth Heck, accompanied by Gabe and Kirsten Heck. Brittany Ferguson, accompanied by Ronnie Ferguson and Amber Stillwell. Leslie Garcia, accompanied by Lucia Garcia. And Sienna Sorrell, accompanied by Stephanie Sorrell. Also accompanied by Ryan Sorrell. Next, let's hear for our senior communication intern. Isabella Peniagua, accompanied by Javier and Victoria Peniagua. Yashvi Shah, accompanied by Ankit and Tejal Shah. Up next, we got our senior cheerleaders. Molly Fraser, accompanied by Richard and Rachel Fraser. Annalise Harris, accompanied by Brenda and Angela Harris. Addison Holmes, accompanied by Joel and Deanna Holmes. Teddy O'Connell, accompanied by Tammy and Brandon Overton and Joel O'Connell. Brooke Stevens, accompanied by Greg and Suzanne Stevens. Join us next in celebrating our senior spirit wrestlers. Victor Avila, accompanied by Ruben and Parminder Avila. Joshua Coy, accompanied by Chris and Tracy Coy. Bentley Hubbard, accompanied by Brad and Haley Hubbard. Adam Kodak, accompanied by Melissa Kinnemer and Jeff Kodak. Colton Morellis, accompanied by Paul and Cy Morellis. Sean Mishra, accompanied by Chandler and Eva Mishra. Luke Monson, accompanied by Eric and Lily Monson. Jack Pettigrew, accompanied by Jason and Lindsay Pettigrew. And Parker Shell, accompanied by Chris and Roxanne Shell. Up next, we got our senior fillies. Ainsley Alexander, accompanied by Mike and Mandy Alexander. Reagan Callahan, accompanied by Britt and Bridget Callahan. Lauren Chalmers, joined by Steve and Liz Chalmers. Dory Clark Miller, accompanied by Jason and Christy Clark Miller. Ashley Goins, accompanied by Ken and Trisha Goins. Katie Ladders, accompanied by Tim and Debbie Ladders. Hannah Marchbanks, accompanied by Matt and Lori Marchbanks. Callie Rainwater, accompanied by Christina and Larry Rainwater. Reese Ramsey, joined by Andrew and Allison Ramsey. Ava Shondown, accompanied by Scott and Becky Shondown. Ariel Smith, accompanied by Ryan and Lisa Smith. Claire Stacy, accompanied by Mike and Lori Stacy. Ava Rose Stewart, accompanied by Noelle Wilder and Benjamin Stewart. Last but not least, we have our senior band members. Maya Abel, accompanied by Nathan and Samar Al Kubasi. Eric Bowles, accompanied by Greg and Karen Bowles. Carson Castillo, accompanied by Ramon and Sharma Castillo. Brandon Chung, accompanied by Young Lee. Johnny Duarte, accompanied by Sam and Elizabeth Gerard. Logan Brown, joined by Jeff and Amy Brown. Julia Hall, accompanied by Jeff and Angela Hall. Connor Harrison, accompanied by Jennifer and Nathan Harrison. Ryan Heisel, accompanied by Cameron and Amy Heisel. Katie Hogan, accompanied by Chuck and Julie Hogan. Jack Markle, joined by Chad and Desiree Markle. Lizzie Marlin, accompanied by Tim and Carrie Marlin. Allison Milan, joined by Jason and Loretta Milan. D.K. Moore, accompanied by Shane and Chris Moore. Josh Knight, accompanied by Tidal and Richie Knight. Evelyn Phillips, accompanied by Cody and Lily Phillips. Sebastian Rain Keene, accompanied by Don Keene and Robert Rain. Wayne Riker, accompanied by Michael Riker and Kristen Payne. Carissa Smith, accompanied by Jared and Carissa Smith. Caleb Walden, accompanied by Dan and Lindsay Walden. Ashley Ward, accompanied by Richard Ward and Abigail Zaria. Addison Worthing, accompanied by Joe and Candy Worthing. Congratulations to these outstanding seniors and their families. The administration and staff of Grapevine High School wish you an incredible senior year. To borrow a line from the Grapevine High School song, on the threshold of tomorrow, we'll forget
Welcome back to
our sorrows when we think of you seniors. Thank you. Go Class of 2025 and go Mustangs.
Location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubbs Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubbs Family of Dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Back to Mustang Panther Stadium here in Grapevine, Texas. 81 degrees tonight, a gorgeous Friday night for high school football. The Mustangs coming in 0-4 on the season, 0-2 in district play. Mansfield Summit, just the one win, the 2 losses for the Jaguars, but they're 1-0 in district. Reagan Rackov along with Brendan Smith. Glad you're with us tonight. Let's get into this one. Grapevine's coming off a 41-3 loss on the road at Arlington Seguin last week. And once again for the Mustangs, it was really the big play that hurt them.
Yeah, and it's a 4-game losing streak to start the season. But, yeah, 41-3 loss. But unlike the first 3 weeks, they were never really in that ball game on Friday, or rather last Thursday. Seguin throws for 350 yards in the 41-3 win. And you talk about the big plays. They had 3 touchdown passes of at least 30 yards, and that includes a 66-yarder to Cartavius Brown in that ball game. So the defense, we have seen it really all season long. At times they can be really solid, but it's that one big play that comes back to bite them, and they really were struggling to stop Seguin from having those big plays.
You know, it's so hard to find a positive, obviously, from that game, but in an 0-4 season right now. But the big positive, it has to be in the running game, and particularly what you're seeing from Julian Contreras.
Yeah, Julian's a guy that's really hard not to root for. When you look out on the field, not close to the biggest guy, but plays with so much heart, and not just playing with heart, he's playing and having some success. It's his 4th straight 100-yard game, and you talk about a bright spot in that loss. He goes for 23 attempts, 123 yards. Grapevine couldn't throw the ball. They just ran the ball basically every single play. Julian Contreras still had some success, and so hopefully they're able to have a little bit better game script today, and when Julian's running the football, they can run with him in the lead.
Well, the opponent tonight, Mansfield Summit, don't look at the record. They're 1-2 on the season. This is a battle-tested team. Their 2 losses against some really tough competition.
Yeah, they started the year with a loss against Louisville, 51-7, and then against Mansfield, a 43-34 loss. They get their first win last week against Burleson as they opened up district play with a 35-10 win. But boy, they can really get after you on the defensive end. They've got a guy, Travis Buhaki, who is a defensive end, a senior who's already committed to Houston. He's going to cause some problems. So that running game that has been the bread and butter for Grapevine's going to be tested against this front.
Well, it is the Mustangs and the Jaguars tonight from Mustang Panther Stadium. Week 3 of district play here in District 3 5A. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll hear from Mustangs head coach Bob DeBest. That's coming up next on Mustangs Friday night on Tradio.
Can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Just can't get enough. Oh, 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 oh.
Welcome back to Mustang Friday night. Grapevine back at home against Mansfield Summit, and we're visiting now with Mustangs head coach Bob DeBest. And Coach, just a quick glance back to last week, a tough loss against Arlington Seguin on the road. But when you have a chance to reflect on that, talking with the team on Saturday through film and as you regroup, what can a team learn from a loss like that?
Well, the first thing that we have to understand is that's going to be life for us in this district, week in and week out. And so, understanding that some of the things that we saw on film or put on film, good news is they're easily correctable. They're within our control. And if we will do that, we can hang with these people. And we just got to know that our margin for error is not great. We did play fairly disciplined. We only had 2 penalties and no turnovers. So if we'll continue down that road, we'll have a chance. But the biggest thing is we've never had a situation this year in the 4 games we played that I felt like effort was an issue. So as long as we can continue to get great effort, we'll have a chance to break through.
One thing that I had a chance to visit with you about on the coaches show on Monday night was you talked about the mentality of the team in the locker room at halftime and then post-game as well. This is a relatively young team. How encouraged are you, though, just by the maturity and for what you're seeing from that standpoint?
No, you're right. And it's a good point about being relatively young. But the leadership comes from, our seniors and from, we got some warriors out there. We got some really good football players out there that are performing at a high level. They provide the leadership for us. So the halftime locker room was a very calm, poised, determined locker room, ready to be coached, ready to make corrections and adjustments and then go out there and play again. The post-game locker room was exactly what you want as a coach, and that is very quiet, very subdued. Kids rallying around each other and picking each other up, but not a whole lot of jacking around, not a whole lot of smiles, and not a whole lot of giggles, and that's what you want to see. And we've all, as coaches, at some point, everybody is around locker rooms or bus rides back, plane rides back, that you're not real fired up about based on the result, and that was not the case the other night. So. There's frustration, but I think there's a lot of determination too.
A couple of the guys that stand out week in, week out on the offensive side, Julian Contreras, Luke Gormley defensively, and those are a couple of guys, we talk about those weekly awards, the toughness, the type awards. We can get wrapped up in statistics, but for those two guys particularly, how about just the intangibles that they bring to the team?
Kind of different, really. Luke has been reckless and been disruptive, and he's our leading tackler, and he leads in so many defensive statistical categories. Kind of goes about his business quietly, but a great example as far as just flying around and playing assignment football, being where he's supposed to be, doing a fantastic job for us, hard to replace. Julian, on the other hand, is much more boisterous, much more talkative, demonstrative, but shows the same toughness within his role. A lot of the runs that he's had, so much of what he's gotten has been post-contact, just running through tackles or not being tackled and dragging tacklers. So I don't know where we'd be. We're struggling, obviously, offensively pretty much the whole year to find an identity. I don't know where we'd be without him. So he's our bell cow. There's no doubt about that. And I'm glad both of them are on our side.
4 straight 100-yard rushing games for Julian. What are you seeing up front with your offensive line, and how are they progressing week to week?
They're progressing, not as fast as they need to be progressing, to be honest with you. Flashes, but too much inconsistency at this point. We're really not doing a whole lot offensively. I mean, we can't really do a whole lot because we can't move forward yet until we master what the foundation is. And so we're not doing a whole lot offensively to do it with more cohesion up front. Breakdowns here or there, everybody taking their turn, no one guy. Getting Ian Hatton back at the tight end position will make, I think, a big difference for us. We've really missed his ability and his experience in there. So hopefully with Ian back, that'll help the front 5, front 6, do their job more consistently.
Well, the matchup tonight is Mansfield Summit. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll talk with head coach Bob DeBess about that matchup against Mansfield Summit here tonight at Mustang Panther Stadium. Mustang Friday night. We're counting you down to kickoff. Panthers back at home against Mansfield Summit as we continue district play. And, Coach, let's talk about on that offensive side of the football. You get Ian Hatton back, as you were commenting there at the end. Offensively tonight, what you're going to see from Mansfield Summit, a team that seems to play a lot of man-type coverage and bring a lot of heat.
Yeah, a lot of man coverage, and they play man coverage because they can. I mean, some teams can't play man coverage, but they have the people to do it. And if you can do that, particularly at the corner position, that allows you to do a lot of things, be creative as far as the front seven are concerned. But they can also go if they obviously, defense.
For over 40 years, the Stacy family has been proud to serve North Texas with exceptional furniture that combines comfort and style.
To thank you for shopping with our family, we're celebrating with huge savings during Stacy's anniversary sale.
Right now, save on quality furniture for every room in your home.
Shop Stacy's Sleep Solutions and receive the royal treatment. Buy today and get a king mattress for the price of a queen.
It's all on sale during Stacy's anniversary celebration.
Remember, when you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family,
and you're not burning money.
Taking a look there at the Mesa Mexican Cuisine Mustang Walk as Grapevine gets set for a district matchup with Mansfield Summit, looking for that first win of the season. They're at 0-4. Mansfield Summit at 1-2, 1-0 in district play. It's senior night. Hopefully they can feed off of that emotion and start seeing some success. And really interesting conversation I thought that you had there with Coach Bob DeBest.
Coach Bob DeBest in his second season, and a team right now that offensively is struggling to get into a rhythm, and for Bob DeBest, a triple option type guy. What is amazing, maybe the stat that stands out last week is a team that did not throw the football one time. He wants to run the ball, but right now they maybe feel a little bit one-dimensional. It will be interesting to see tonight, especially against this defense from Mansfield Summit, what the game plan is.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting, too. He talks about the bell cow and where they would be without Julian Contreras. He's continuing to have a great ball game. But, yeah, it's a situation last week where they did not throw the football, and it'll be a whole lot of fun to see what Grapevine decides to do tonight.
Take a look at the Panthers coming out, or the Mustangs coming out on the stadium field here at Mustang Panther Stadium. Mustangs and Jaguars tonight, and for Mansfield Summit, a team 1-2 on the season, the 2 losses to 6A programs. And for Grapevine, really the big challenge tonight is going to be, you talk about Travis Bahaki on that defensive side, that defensive end. It is a front, 4-man front you're going to see a lot of tonight, a lot of man pressure from the outside. Could make life very difficult.
And that was an interesting point that Coach Bob DeBest had there. Is like they're going to play a lot of man, and the reason they play man is because they have the personnel to play man, and because they feel like they've got the outside receivers on lockdown, they can do a lot of different things with that front seven, and a lot of that is going to be hockey out in front, or out maybe in space, and that one-on-one matchup that they like, and then he can cause some disruption. So that's going to be one of those key players, a guy that's going to a Power 5 school in Houston. It's going to be someone to watch to see if you can keep him from really shutting down this offense before it can get going.
Talk about our keys tonight to the game for Grapevine. And for the Mustangs, let's start on the offensive side. We talk about winning that battle up front. That's got to be maybe the big thing tonight is for those big guys.
Yeah, and when you've got a defensive end that has that much talent, it is going to come down to what you do up front. And because they can do so much with that front seven, with how good they are in the secondary, it adds a lot more pressure. Not going to see a ton of dropbacks from Jalen Holmes, but he's going to need time to read the option and figure out which way that he wants to go. So owning the battle up front, maybe every coach would say that's probably key number one. We've already talked about it. key number 2, limit those big plays. We said last week 3 touchdowns of at least 30 yards, had a 66-yard touchdown pass that was thrown in there. But I felt like through the first 3 weeks of the season, Grapevine defensively was playing well enough to win a whole lot of these ball games. Now, that wasn't the case last week, but they were in it. So limit those big plays and give yourself a chance late in the ball game. And then finally, execute on special teams. It feels like there has been a special teams play, whether it's been a positive or a negative for Grapevine, that has really flipped the switch or maybe flipped the game on its head. So, early on in the year, there were a couple times that it went in Grapevine's favor. Had some special teams mistakes recently. Need to clean that up if you're going to get out to your first win of the season.
That is a terrific night for high school football. Sun setting here in the Metroplex. Not a cloud in sight. 80 degrees as the Mustangs taking the field here at Grapevine. Senior night. Grapevine getting ready to take on the Mansfield Summit Jaguars. We'll step aside. One more break. We come back. It's our national anthem and kickoff. Panthers and Jaguars right around the corner here on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Grapevine and Mansfield Summit tonight from Mustang Panther Stadium. Both teams have made their way onto the field. We're moments away from our national anthem. Gives us a chance to look at tonight's starting lineups. We can look at Mustangs offensively tonight. You do get Ian Hatton back. We'll talk about Ian here in just a moment. Let's take a look at this offense. It starts up front with the big guys. The tackle, Taden Sneed's on the left. Daniel Campos is on the right. You see the guards there, Bergen Weir and Spencer Williams. And then Will Mason is the center, just a young sophomore at 6'1", 220 pounds. Here's the skill guys for the Mustangs, beginning with that receiving crew, Kel Thompson, DJ Wright. You're going to see Ian Hatton in that role tonight, Kristen Friedrich as well. And then, of course, your quarterback in Jalen Holmes, a 5'9", 195-pound junior. See Jalen there. Running back Julian Contreras, the 4 straight 100-yard games, and then Rylan Goen also in that mix. Jaguars and Mustangs both down on the field. We'll send it down Mustang at Panther Field for tonight's national anthem. .43, Big Bradley Stanier, who's headed to Kansas State. Bradley Boozer, who you'll see on both sides of the ball. Brady, senior wideout and safety. Ian Hatton back on the field tonight. You see him at the H-back and at tight end. And then Bergen Weir, 6'1", 310-pound offensive guard. Summit that wins the toss and defers, so I would tell you that Grapevine's going to get the football. Probably what Bob DeBest wants, I would imagine, is the struggles they've had with the big plays and a chance maybe to hit something, at least maybe control the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I think you want, we talked a little bit about that game script, and if you can get in a positive game script by scoring early, that obviously does you big favors. The danger is whenever you kind of, not saying you're putting all your eggs in that basket, but if you come out and have a really quick 3 and out, it does become pretty deflating because you know that you gave away a possession. Summit's going to get the ball to start the second half as well. So an important first possession for Grapevine. You would just love to see them get something positive, a good taste in their mouth after that trouble last weekend.
We'll pause now for our national anthem.
Tonight's
Our national anthem here at Mustang Panther Stadium on a gorgeous Friday night in late September. Reagan Ratcliffe and Brendan Smith with you this evening. Maybe the biggest storyline tonight, we've not talked about this yet, but two key cogs out of the lineup for the Mustangs, one on each side of the football, and Luke Gormley and Rylan Goen.
Yeah, Luke Gormley is Mr. Do-It-All. He is in the middle of every single play. Him and Bradley Stanier seem to really be the anchors of this defense. But Gormley, he is in street clothes tonight, and then Rylan Goen, who's got 4 receptions and a touchdown this season as a wide receiver. He is out tonight as well, so a little bit short-handed for the Mustangs on Friday night.
Grapevine will receive, and they're going to send back Brady Boozer and Dallas Davis to return. And for Summit, kicking it off, Diego Apodaca Jr., right-footed kicker.
Did you practice that?
I got it. There's several I've had to practice going into this one. Got some good ones. I think it all starts around Travis Bahaki, though, and I hope I got that right. But that's the guy to watch tonight, and you're going to see him right out of the gates, number 4, big defensive end for the Jaguars.
And a guy to keep an eye on, someone you're going to see playing on Saturdays at the University of Houston once he's done with his prep days.
This will come down at the 11-yard line. Davis slipped. He's up to around the 20. He had a cutback lane, but slips and falls at the 21. That is where this Mustang offense will set up shop. And take a look at their starters just a moment ago. Jalen Holmes, a junior quarterback, he did not throw a pass last week. He had thrown for 207 yards 3 weeks ago against Birdville. This is a guy that can throw the football, but their offense is centered around the triple option. But it'll be interesting to see tonight the game plan.
Yeah, maybe or maybe not he'll let it go, but he has so much riding on his shoulders because he has to be that conductor of the offense.
Well, you're not going to see Bahaki starting, the defensive end we just mentioned. Tell you about those 2 D ends here in just a moment. It's Contreras. He runs to the right, and you see just the effort that he gives you. It's a pickup of a couple at a defensive end. And then on the other side, that looks to be Habib Diop. So there's some changes there for Summit. Now a different defensive end in Cameron Hall, who slid down. A young sophomore on that right side.
Yeah, trying to scan the sidelines. Don't see a number 4 right now.
2 tight ends, 1 single receiver. Contreras in that pistol behind Holmes. They're going to run the option to the near side, strung out. Holmes is wrapped up back at the 18. That's just great pursuit from that Jaguars defensive front line.
Yeah, you had 2 defenders there. One took the ball, one took the potential pitch route, and so there was really nothing that Holmes could do except hold on to that football and make sure he doesn't fumble. So here's what we were just talking about. You get the ball to start. If you get a quick 3 and out, that game plan of, hey, we're gonna get ahead. We're gonna try and take some time off this clock to begin the game, see if we can get an early lead. If you don't pick up 9 yards here, you're gonna give the ball right back to Summit.
3rd down, long 13. Still just the 1 single wide out. They're going to run option. Holmes tosses it. Cut back lane right there and tripped up at the 24. He's about a tackle away from getting close to that first, and that's Luke Stewart on the carry.
Yeah, once that pitch was made, I thought that there was going to be an opportunity to cut that up the field and pick up the first down, but a really nice tackle there in the secondary. If that last tackle's not made, it may end up being a foot race to the sticks to see the first down, but 3 and out, you lose 3 yards on your first possession.
4th and 8. Jalen Holmes doubles as the team's punter. For Summit, Part Jr., who's back around the 35. There is a short kick. Summit's going to have great field position at their own 48-yard line. We took a look at Grapevine's starting offense. Leslie Stanier, the defensive end, going to Kansas State. Cedric Hicks, Andres Garcia. You're not going to see Luke Gormley tonight. So Garcia and Hicks anchor that front. The linebackers, Cooper Towery and Thomas Powers on the outside. Tatum Evans, and then Luke Heck gets the start tonight. Then the secondary, Leno Randolph, Dallas Davis, Carlos McKay, Brady Boozer. Quarterback for Summit is Damaris Bird. He's a 6'4", 205-pound junior. And they're going to go to the air on first down. Great pursuit by that Grapevine defense. The catch was made by Zayden Smith, young sophomore, who gets 5.
And 3 different Mustangs converge as they tried to get that out quickly into that island down there at the bottom of your screen. Decent chunk there on first down, positive yards to start the drive, and already getting close to field goal range.
They've slid Tatum Evans down to play a defensive end. So Evans, Hicks, and Stanier anchor that front 3 on the defensive line. Now on 2nd down and 4, this time to the ground. Boozer stuck his nose in there. The tackle's made at the 37. That's about a yard short of the first down. It was Darian Nettles on the carry.
Yeah, Boozer steps up, fills that gap. Your first chance. You wonder here where you are in the field, kind of in no man's land if you're Summit. I would almost feel like this is going to be 4-down territory for the Jaguars.
Opening drive for Summit. Mustangs went 3 and out on their opening drive. Bird to throw. Tackle by Ashton Player.
That's a nice pitch and catch right there. That's Damaris Bird trusting his receiver and then letting Gebhardt go up there and get it. So they convert on first down and don't elect to play it short. Get another look at the throw here. Bird got rid of it quickly, and that's just Gebhardt making a really athletic play.
A lot of movement on that defensive front for the Mustangs. Bird again to throw. A blocker there and positive yardage up to the 21. Very close to another first down.
That's been really the bread and butter play call so far for Summit. It's been that quick wide receiver screen and then see if you can go one-on-one. A little bit of cushion there that's being given by this secondary, and a lot of that's probably because, hey, we don't want to continue to get beat. So right now, Summit's taking the underneath stuff that Grapevine, they're taking away anything deep right now, and it's just the little chunks 10, 15 yards down the field at a time.
Out of the pistol now. Nettles in behind Damaris Bird. And they give us to Nettles. Gets outside of the 15, down inside the 10. Finally run out of bounds. Good push up front. It'll be a 1st and goal for the Jaguars.
It's a strong run by Darian Nettles because as soon as he gets that ball and he starts to move to his left, he's got Bradley Stanier in the backfield. He's got to make Stanier miss. And once he does that, he's able to pick up some positive yards and pick up the first down.
Nettles again in behind Bird. Nettles, a senior running back who transferred from Keller Timber Creek, has become the starter this year for the Jaguars. There's movement up front. This might be on Mansfield Summit. That receiver, I believe Dominique Young, moved up top. It is a false start for Summit.
So give yourself a chance here not to fall into that 7-0 hole. And don't want to beat a dead horse, but you take the ball first, go 3 and out, and then immediately giving up a touchdown. It's about the worst possible start. So defense, if they can buckle down and do the old bend but not break, you would feel good about the start to this game.
2nd down and goal from the 12 out of a 3-receiver package. Another quick screen, Gebhardt. And he is bottled up at the 11. Just slipped and fell. Right in front of him was Thomas Powers, the outside linebacker who got out there.
Yeah, Powers did a solid job of breaking down and waiting for Gebhardt to make some sort of move. And as Gebhardt was trying to decide what he was going to do, ends up just slipping.
This is 2nd down and 11 now. 2nd and goal from the 11. Mustangs showing blitz. They bring it off the edge. Nettles trying to turn the corner and get outside. Great pursuit by Cooper Towery to run him down at the 8.
And a big-time play there. Just to chase the ball carrier all the way to the sides. Cooper Towery. He's the last line of defense there. One more time. You see Towery's got to go around that last blocker. There's nobody there once he gets past that secondary. That saves a touchdown.
Third down and goal at the 8. Some confusion on that sophomore.
Real tight coverage up top.
And the give to Nettles. He is met and stood up by Tatum Evans. It'll be a 4th down and goal now from the 11.
Yeah, great push there. You see Utorka was in it too. Tatum Evans in the backfield. Strong put. Yeah, excuse me, strong. That front line of Grapevine.
This will be an interesting decision now for Shannon Hall. It looks like that offensive unit staying on the field. We're told Randy Hatcher is the field goal kicker and don't have any numbers on what he's done this year or his range. This tells you here they don't have a whole lot of confidence in him. 4th and goal at the 11. And Grapevine keep the Jaguars out of the end zone. So they come on a little end around. Gebhardt outside, hit at the 8-yard line. Brought down, a vicious tackle on the outside. That's Carlos McKay who came up and got him. And the Mustangs hold, and Grapevine's got the football back.
Well, that's got to feel great. It was a tight formation. They end up handing it off to Gebhardt, and a big-time tackle there by Carlos McKay. That has to feel great. I was a little worried at first they might get some sort of illegal tackle because of the way he came down, but you see the replay, clean as can be, makes the stop, and a great job here by this offense, not surrendering those 6 points, getting the ball back. You are up against your own, the shadow of your own end zone, but see if you can get some positive plays here.
So 1st and goal at their own 8. Holmes back in the gun. The give. Contreras just looking for a little bit of a crease, and Contreras stacked up at close to the 12. They'll give him about 4 yards on that play.
Well, and if the first couple of series are any indication, you're not going to get that. Not seen him in the first 2 defensive possessions, and that's a huge break if you're a Grapevine fan.
That's Cameron Hall and Daniel Ogiozzi that are the defensive ends. The middle linebacker is Christian Jones, who was an all-district defensive tackle last year. He anchors the middle in that 4-3 defensive alignment. Contreras, whether it's Holmes who keeps it, he is buried back at the 6-yard line. Even without Buhaki, they get a great push up front.
Yeah, that surprised me too. I think it was actually Jake Graham who got the fake and came around the corner. My eyes were on Jake Graham. I didn't know it was Holmes in the backfield, and you're in danger of having 6 offensive plays, and if this stands here, you'd only have gained 1 yard.
Mustangs did not throw the football last week. We saw on a 3rd and 12 on their opening drive, they ran options back, single receivers each side from deep in their own territory. They are going to go to the ground. And Contreras rumbles too shy of the 1st down, and now they'll just play the field position game and punt it away.
Yeah, that Summit defense, they had all 11 guys, within 7 to 8 yards of the line of scrimmage. And so, once again, you 3.
Holmes gets away. Better punt this time. Gebhardt will let it roll. It's going to take a great Mustangs roll down to the 41, where it'll be picked up by Cooper Towery. So Jaguars will come back out. 1st down and 10 at their own 41-yard line here in our first quarter, brought to you by Stacy Furniture.
It'll be interesting to see what Grapevine does in this second possession. It did feel like, hey, we're going to guard against that big play. And if you take little chunks, get you down the field, then we're going to buckle down when we get towards our own goal line. So it was a lot of wide receiver screens.
It's a 2-back look in the backfield for Summit with Damaris Bird, junior signal caller, back in the shotgun. This time on the give. Not much there, but then great extra effort. On the carry there was Dadu, the sophomore, who rumbles for close to 6, maybe 7 yards.
And it looked like initially Tatum Evans got a hand, at least on the cleat there in the backfield, but another solid first down gain for Summit of 6 yards.
Second down and 4 now for the Jaguars. Inside 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. We're scoreless. There's movement up front. That offensive tackle came out of his stance. That's Xavier Polnitz's senior captain, who just moved early. And so after a
plays on the offense for Summit through 2 possessions, so that's something they're going to want to get cleaned up.
It's a veteran offensive line for Summit. They start 5 seniors across that offensive line. Second down and 9. Now the Mustangs shifting up front. They bring an outside linebacker down. Bird's going to throw. He's got all sorts of time. He's going for it all deep down the left side. He overshoots his man out of bounds. He was going for Dominique Young, and pretty good coverage up top by Dallas Davis.
Now Davis did end up about a step or so behind. Young had a chance. That ball a little bit too long for anyone to haul it in. So there was the first shot that we've seen from Summit going down the field. They looked to test the left side and Dallas Davis, and you can see right there he had a little bit of a step. But he just overthrows him a bit too far towards that sideline.
Got a third down and 9 now for Summit out of a 3-receiver package. Bird on the give. Nettles. Not much there. There's a flag that came in, though, from around the Grapevine sideline. Check that. That might be in the vicinity of holding. It does appear to be the early indication. But great run pursuit we're seeing from this Grapevine front 7.
Who got the push, and he wasn't going to make the tackle, but he sealed off that edge and made it to where Summit could not get to the outside, and that led to the hole that Summit tried to break through. So it won't go down in the stats as a tackle for Powers, but because of the penetration that he had on the left side of that line, he was able to force this punt.
So it'll be the first punt of the night for Summit. Back deep to receive is Thomas Powers. He stands at his own 25-yard line. And this one's shanked. Oh, there's a flag that comes back at the 28-yard line. They're going to catch Grapevine right here for either running into the kicker or, well, that very well could be a 15-yarder here on Grapevine. Depending on how they looked at this. The punter right there, and Diego Apodaca, was run into, and I believe it was Brady Boozer who's the guilty culprit here.
And I believe that they called this the 5-year. Here's another look at it. I don't think we might have been following the punt, which happens. You got to go follow the play, but we'll see if there. To me, it looked like the momentum carried him. He didn't stop or veer. It wasn't a vicious hit. So we'll see exactly what the call is as Bob DeBest is trying to get the explanation.
If it isn't 5 yards in nature, then you would look at a fourth down and 4. Then what does Shannon Hall want to do? If it is, in fact, though, a 15-yarder, then you're looking at a brand new set of downs. Stanier and Hicks are both coming back on, and that might tell you that the defensive unit's going to be back on the field here.
Well, I'm going to wait and see what happens because I have no. It looks like a punt formation again.
Yeah, it is. So they're going to move it up 5. It's running into the kicker. It's a 5. They want to re-kick because that was an awful punt. It was just shanked into that Grapevine sideline. It was maybe 10, 15 yards.
Something like that, yeah.
A 2 for a fake. Got to be on the alert for that. Here's Apodaca. He does get away the kick, and it's another one. He kicks away from Powers. This one a little bit better, not much. They're going to spot this at their own 33-yard line. So Grapevine with their third possession of this first quarter, scoreless, 123. You look at the scoreboard right now. This is, even though Grapevine has had 2 3-and-outs, in terms of just where the scoreboard is right now, the way it's playing, this is the way Bob DeBest would draw it up.
The way it's gone the last couple of weeks. And as we talked about in pregame, last week against Seguin was the first time that Grapevine was never really in the ball game. They've been in the first 3. They're in this here, game 5 in the first quarter.
See if they can get this offense moving right here. Motion man into the backfield. Holmes on the give. Contreras running left. Just nothing there. Good pursuit from the backside. That tackle made, that backside defensive end on that stop, I believe it was Gerald Maria.
Yeah, seeing some more of these offensive woes as you just have not had any play that's gone from more than, 4 yards maybe? And just, this is now your third possession. You're sitting here at a 2nd and 9, and it's been a negative of net 2 yards through your first 7 plays.
2nd down and 9 for Grapevine. They'll let that play clock tick down. Holmes will snap it at 5 seconds on the option. And rather the give to Contreras, he's up to the 41. And it leaves Grapevine a very manageable 3rd down and 3.
I was just about to say the same thing. It's the first time that you feel like you're in a manageable 3rd down situation. It's also the first time that they didn't start from inside their own 20. In fact, they were around the 10-yard line when they got the ball last and a couple of 3 and outs. So looking to pick up that first down because at worst you feel like you've at least flipped the field.
They will not have to run another play here and can come over and talk this one over. In fact, Jalen Holmes already jogging over to the sideline. There's a 3-second differential between the game clock and the play clock. It's at 3 down to 2 and 1, and they'll just talk this one over and have some extra time to chat about it. And so 1 quarter in the books, and for the Grapevine Mustangs, they're right in this one. Scoreless as we head to the 2nd quarter. This is Mustangs football on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
Back to Mustang Panthers Stadium, scoreless between Grapevine and Mansfield Summit. 19 yards of offense for the Mustangs in the first quarter, but only 48 for Summit. That's a big play right here. 3rd down and 2.
The majority of those 48 coming on the first couple plays of the game.
Holmes and Contreras in the backfield. 4-receiver package here for Grapevine. They motion the man across. It's Contreras on the give. He's got the 1st down. They'll move the chains. He gets to the 47. Nice hole and a big push from that left side.
Yeah, a whole lot of movement, and it ends up being just a halfback dive right up the gut. So Contreras picks up the 1st down, and as you mentioned, for the first time tonight, those chains are going in the right direction. Good job there by Contreras following the blocking, knew where the hole was, hit it, picks up the 1st down.
It's Big Bergen Weir and Taden Sneed on the left side. H-back is Hatton, and they're thrilled to get him back in that lineup tonight. He's the H-back. Hatton, who's been dealing with a hamstring injury. Holmes, his first pass. Contreras looking for a block. He had one, and he spun down. There is a flag that comes in right where that block was thrown. And the block coming from Kel Thompson. Let's see what they've got here. It may be a hold.
And Bob DeBess on the sidelines has both arms up in the air, and I'm not sure if it's because he doesn't like the call or if he's upset that his guy was called for holding. I know a couple of weeks ago he was very clear that we were out on the edge and had a holding penalty that was 100% a hold and took some points off the board here. I think that's pretty obvious there as you see the defender sort of rip down to the ground.
We got a 1st down and 15 now after that penalty.
Yeah, not what you want after you pick up your first down.
You're see a lot of different formations tonight from the Mustangs. Here you've got bunched receivers both sides. Contreras, the running back. Holmes on the give. Contreras, well, he's got a quick burst, and he's so hard to bring down. He churns, keeps those legs churning up to the 46. Pickup of 4 very hard-earned yards.
I know that last play was wiped off the board, but you at least kind of throw in another wrinkle. It was the first time they had thrown the ball. You got it to Contreras, top of the far side of the field in space, and as Coach Bob DeBest told us in the pregame, hey, that's our bell cow. So finding different ways to get him the football and not just between the tackles becomes really important tonight.
Leno Randolph and Brady Boozer now on the field. Both line up in slot receivers. Twin receivers both sides with Contreras, the running back, on 2nd down and 11. Jaguars rush 4. Holmes with time. Pass caught. Boozer's into Jaguars territory. He's to the 37. Biggest play of the night for the Mustangs.
Well, strong throw in the first throw to a receiver in a couple of weeks for Jalen Holmes. And outstanding run after the catch by Brady Boozer. Right on his hip is Cortez Brown, makes him miss, and now you're starting to push ahead, getting yourself in a scoring opportunity to try and take this lead.
We had talked about Travis Bahaki in the pregame tonight, defensive end who's on his way to Houston. See him now in street clothes. He's not available tonight, so that's a big storyline there without their big-time defensive end. Now on 1st down, Holmes, pressured, flushed out of the pocket, gets outside that corner and out there, what you saw from Jalen Holmes.
Yeah, and I love it because it can be another extension of that running game. You're looking to take the shot, but because of how good of an athlete that Jalen Holmes is and how he is continuing to mature in his decision-making, if it's not there, take off. So he's waiting, realizes pretty quickly that pressure is coming in from Habib Diop, and he's got to take off, and it ends up being an 8-yard gain on 1st down.
2nd and short. So we close in on the 9-minute mark here in the 2nd quarter. Another look, a different formation here. You've got 2 in that backfield along with Holmes having an offset pistol look. Contreras on the handoff. They were waiting for him at the 30-yard line.
And I love just the mixture here on this drive. Couple of short passes, and it doesn't have to be those deep, long passes down the field to Boozer. It was a quick 4 or 5 yard slant. You tried the screen out there to Contreras off a play action that ended up getting called back. So there's at least other wrinkles that are in the minds of this Jaguars defense.
3rd down and 3. And again, they'll use every bit of that play clock. They break the huddle with 15 seconds. Holmes, no hurry. Hatton's the H-back right. They got a tight end, top left. Contreras, the running back. Play clock down to 4. The give, Contreras running to his right, trying to drive towards that 1st down marker. He can even get to just past the 28. I think he may have it. He's very close. The spot, they're going to call him just short, looks like. Short by maybe half a yard.
Boy, I'm with you. I thought that he did have that 1st down. As you say, just past the 28-yard line. May be tough to tell from here. There's no way that we can make a definitive statement, but here's the biggest play of the game so far. Need just about a half a yard.
They bring in Cooper Towery, a drive that started back at their own 33. They're now down at the 28 of the Jaguars on 4th down. Towery running, and he's not going to get it. Tackled at the 29. Cooper Towery is brought down, and they're going to turn this ball over on downs.
Well, it's easy to kind of make your second guesses from up here in the booth. You were moving the ball well. I would have been interested to see Jalen Holmes have that ball in the backfield and see if he can make the decision, because you felt pretty confident that Towery was going to try and run that football. And as you just saw on that replay, he had guys in the backfield immediately. And you did flip the field, but it could have been a lot better if you were that Grapevine Mustang offense.
Still scoreless. Just inside 8 minutes to go in the 1st half. This Mustangs defense has stood tall so far. Long pass on the screen and then run out of bounds. That catch made by Brylan Moody. Pick up a close to 8.
And it's the quick pass offense for Summit. Getting it to their playmakers. Not giving this Grapevine defense much of a chance to put any type of pressure on Damaris Bird.
Gain of 8 after that pass to the sophomore and Moody. It's a young receiving core. You'll see a couple of sophomores and the junior Gebhardt. Nettles the running back along with Bird. It'll be Nettles. They get a good push up front. He's got the 1st down to the 41.
That's a strong run there from the Keller Timber Creek transfer. And he had hands on him around the line of scrimmage, but he plows forward for 4 yards. So now it's Summit's turn. And, this game because there really hasn't been many chances taken. It's flying by, and Summit could be their last possession here of the first half.
There's Bird from the gun. Long look to that sideline. Kendrick Pope is the offensive coordinator for Summit. As here's Bird to throw. Steps into it, going deep. Down the middle, and nearly intercepted by Davis. Oh, he had outstanding coverage on Ian Gebhardt, right on top of him, and nearly hauled it in.
That's Davis just running stride for stride with Gebhardt, and he almost caught that 3 or 4 times. First of all, pretty solid throw here from Bird, but yeah, 3 times that ball hits his hands. Great coverage, not letting Gebhardt get away, and nearly a sensational interception.
Davis, one of the 20 seniors honored tonight. Senior night here at Mustang Panther Stadium. Now 2nd down and 10. See the shifting for that Mustang defensive front line, and may have caused that Jaguars offensive front to move early.
Well, the play clock was down to 2, and Summit jumped early anyways. You knew that snap was coming at some point, and somebody on that offensive line jumped the gun.
Be a 2nd down and 15. They'll move this back.
And both teams have a similar philosophy, don't they? Just let the clock go, shorten the game.
Yeah, Damaris Bird their offense has not had any huge urgency. And that play previously, the long throw, was the first tonight, first shot taken downfield.
Well, I guess maybe the second. They did have the one on the far sideline where they went down the field, but
that's right.
Points making, or the points correct, just not many chances downfield, except here we go.
Bird's looking now, throws high and caught. Great leaping catch made short of the 50 by Jeremiah McClin.
Well, that's not an easy throw at all, as he's got to lob that one over Thomas Powers and find his receiver that was really kind of right on a cushion between 2 different levels of receiver. That's a great look at it. Right over the top. And the catch made there by Smith.
So 3rd and 3. The Jaguar offense. Nettles the running back. Bird in the gun. 3-man defensive front here for the Mustangs. Big play right here. Bird running, hit, drives forward into Mustang territory at the 48. Well, he is right at the first down marker, and looks like he's got it. And they, in fact, do move the chains here.
Well, initially, Michael Utorka came up and made the hit. You'll see him right there, but boy, just able to squeak out a little bit out in front of that first down marker before Bradley Stanier knocks him down and he loses his helmet. Can't be fun to have your leg grabbed as someone as big as Bradley Stanier is coming right at you. You know you're going to get popped.
It's Anthony York who's come in now at quarterback after that run by Bird. York on the give to Nettles, hit immediately, and boy, right on cue as you talk about him, Bradley Stanier bear hugged him right as soon as he got the football.
Yeah, leader on this team, always talking about his high motor. You see him right in the middle of your screen. He sheds one blocker, gets away from a secondary guard that was pulling the other way, and he makes that tackle.
2nd down and 9. Drive that started back at their own 29. Opening drive for Summit, they got down to the 11 and went for it on a 4th down. Could not convert. Mustangs held. Bird's back in, looking to throw. So they set up a screen. Had great coverage. Nettles taken down at the 48. Boy, they sniffed that one out, and the tackle was made by the sophomore Cedric Hicks.
Boy, Cedric Hicks has such a bright future ahead of him. You forget that he's just a sophomore. That looked like it could have been a play that initially was broken, but look here how nearly broke that. If he gets around Cedric Hicks right there, he's able to pick up some extra yardage and pick up a good chunk to make this a more manageable 3rd down.
They need to get 10 to the Mustang 38. Mustangs showing blitz. Luke Heck coming off that outside corner. Now the throw, the pass is high and incomplete. He was targeting Gebhardt at around the first down marker at the 38. It's incomplete. And here comes that special teams unit for the Jaguars.
Yeah, just a little bit too much heat on that throw from Damaris Bird. He had to get rid of it as the pocket was starting to collapse on him a little bit. And you just put that in about 100 miles an hour where a 90-mile-an-hour fastball would do.
So they'll have to punt it. Apodaca comes on, stands back at his own 39. Powers to receive. Lurks at about the 17. Apodaca's kick, low liner. It's
got a
away
chance
from
to be
Powers.
good.
Yeah, it does. It's, die though at the 13-yard line. But it just didn't get the bounce that he wanted. I'm with you. That gets a better bounce.
That low trajectory, it looked like it was going to bounce inside the 5.
Mustangs still have a long way to go. Back at their own 12-yard line. And they've really been buried back here tonight. Their first drive, they started at their own 21. Their second drive was at their own 8 after holding the Jaguars on a 4th down. They've been at their own 33, now at their own 12. So field position has not been in their favor, but the scoreboard has. Scoreless with 4:22 to go until the half. Holmes puts Stewart in motion. Contreras, boy, great push up front from the offensive line, and Contreras has his biggest gain of the night of 11.
Well, as is generally the case when you bust off a solid run like this, there's multiple things that you want to highlight. You hit on one of them. Look at the push from the offensive line and then the patience from Julian Contreras. He initially wanted to cut that football outside, but he saw Jamil McCowan waiting for him, so he puts his right cleat in the turf, cuts it up the field, and picks up the first down.
So to the 24-yard line. Now you're going to see a full house backfield. 3 in that backfield, including the pistol formation here behind Holmes. The give to Contreras. Good patient running again. Contreras up to the 36, and they'll move the chains again.
Patience and power, and that's a deadly combination. That's back-to-back veteran runs from Julian Contreras. Another good push from the right side, but you see Contreras just one cut and ends up getting him 4 or 5 extra yards and another first down. So 2 really positive plays to start this drive. Your final drive most likely of the first half, and going to give yourself an opportunity at least to go into the halftime break with the lead.
It would be a huge momentum drive here for Grapevine. They could go the length of the field and finish it off with some points. Contreras on the option toss around the corner to the 45. With Jalen Holmes, every week just seems to get a little bit better at reading that option.
Just the deception from his fake to Graham in the backfield, and it set up perfectly. Perfect decision to pitch it, but that fake there caught a lot of people. And then you see the speed of Julian Contreras once he gets around the outside. So 2 first downs to start the drive. Your third play is a 9-yard gain, and a lot at your disposal here in 2nd and short.
They just need one. Graham, the big freshman, in at running back. They get it off with 4 seconds on the play clock. Graham tackled from behind. Well, I say that. Instead, it was that option. That's a great fake. Bryce Frederick got that
You
football.
said he was getting better at it.
Goodness. That was a tremendous fake. And not only did Holmes do a great job, how about Jake Graham selling it?
Yeah, he did. And, ends up being another first down on the pitch to Bryce Frederick. That got me, too. I just didn't happen to be talking whenever it got me.
It moves the sticks. First down. You're at 2:35 to go until halftime.
But as is always the case, even when time's starting to be a factor, not a ton of urgency.
On first down, Contreras with the give. He's close to midfield, tackled at the 49.
Well, Bob DeBest said that he's the bell cow, and this is the series that we're seeing it. He's had 1 play off in this series. Every other play, he's been the ball carrier.
The 2nd down and 8. Wide at 2 minutes to go in the first half. Mustang drive that started back at their own 12. They're now almost to midfield. Mustangs have all 3 of their timeouts. Holmes on the give to Contreras. Dancing and weaving. Staying on his feet. Gets outside. Contreras past the 30 and shoved out of the 25. What a run by Julian.
And then once he gets to the end of it, he almost waits for the contact to get pushed out of bounds. See it again. 2 backs in the backfield, another cut from Contreras, and right there is what makes the play. As he is able to get away from Jashawn Williams, and then it's a foot race. And that's the time that you can really see that speed, and you love that reaction from the defense as they got an opportunity to put points up on the board here to end the half.
Clock stopped, 1:29 to go after Contreras was run out of bounds. Hatton's the H-back up top left. 2 tight ends, they really load up here. Stewart motions to the backfield. It is Graham on the give this time. He rolls his way to the 23. They've got all 3 timeouts here, 1:20 to go.
I would consider starting to use those here. As you've seen Summit have a hard time moving the ball down the field. There's a 1:10. They're going fast, and you can't take those timeouts with you. So I would consider here about a minute or so, maybe after this play, to start using those timeouts to give yourself as much of an opportunity as possible. It's the fine line because you don't want to give Summit too much of an opportunity.
2nd down and 7. Graham again in the backfield. That play clock down to 7. They motion Frederick back. Here's the option. The give is to Graham. He rumbles to the 18. See if they want to burn that timeout now. Clock's at 40. Here is Bob DeBess. He's in motion for the timeout. So the clock stops, 38 seconds to go. It's the first timeout. You've got a 3rd down and 1 coming up right here. You've got 2 timeouts. You're clearly in field goal range and a very manageable 3rd down situation.
Yeah, this feels like a drive where through the first couple of quarters that Grapevine sort of worn down this defense for Summit. We talked about the man coverage they play on the outside, and there's also a Summit Jaguar down right now in the middle of the field. But we talked about the talent they have on the outside and then what they can do with those 7 guys in the middle. And on this drive specifically, Grapevine has been able to find some creases. It's been the Julian Contreras drive for the most part, but don't forget Jalen Holmes rolling all of this as that conductor of the offense.
It's Gerald Maria who's coming off the field right now. This is really a different look tonight, at least from what Shannon Hall told us was going to be the starting 11. Obviously, they're playing without Travis Bahaki, their star at defensive end, and some different guys that have been backups during the year that are starting tonight. Grapevine, at least up to this point, 38 seconds to go in the first half, they have been the better team to this point. Big play right here. 3rd down and 1. 2 backs in the backfield with Graham and Contreras. Hatton motions over. The toss, Graham open at the 15, the 10. The freshman's in for a touchdown where there was nobody out there, and Jake Graham ran to daylight. Mustangs are on the board first tonight.
Well, it all starts with the fake to Contreras, who had been the go-to guy. Everyone bites on that fake, and it's the freshman who gets it on the outside, and I love that. As he gets to the goal line, he sees the much smaller cornerback, and Jamil McCowan lowers the boom and gives Grapevine the lead. That is a perfect drive to end the first half.
The extra point is no good. That is the first extra point this year that Cade Moreland has missed. You hope that one doesn't come back to haunt you. 6-0 Mustangs, 32 seconds left to go until the half. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
The clock is ticking. It's last call on 24s at Classic Chevrolet. As the #1 dealer in the world, a huge selection of 24s remain with model year-end savings, like new Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP. Or 0% APR is back. Time is running out to get model year-end savings before they're sold. New Silverados, $14,000 off MSRP will not last. Visit ClassicChevrolet.com now.
6-0 Grapevine after the 17-yard touchdown run, Jake Graham. And how about how that drive developed. A drive that started all the way back at your own 12-yard line.
9 plays, all of them runs, the majority of those to Julian Contreras. You go 88 yards, capped off by that 17-yard run for Jake Graham. And, again, set up by the way that you got down the field, that play fake to Contreras got basically the entire Summit defense to bite, and you got a powerful runner like Jake Graham who's got nothing but the end zone in front of him.
32 seconds left on the clock. Mustangs trying to take a lead into the half. Some critical seconds coming up right here as the Jaguars try to make something happen. Not much time on the clock. Here's Gebhardt on the return. And Gebhardt around that corner, look out. All the way to the 40-yard line, and who makes that tackle but Cade Moreland? A touchdown-saving tackle, and with 22 seconds, Summit's got pretty decent field position.
Yeah, so Moreland just missing that extra point, and now comes out there and really makes a big play. First of all, he was just able to slow down the return man in Nettles as he breaks him down, throws him down on the sideline. That's one way to get your sideline fired up. See your kicker come out there and make a play.
So this Mustang defense will line up in a prevent package.
The first time we've seen 4 receivers, though, offensively.
And 3 deep safeties for the Mustangs. They drop the linebackers, swing it out, blockers in front, and stacked up at the 46. On that catch was Zayden Smith. Now, the Jaguars have all 3 timeouts. You got 14 seconds, and they burn one.
It's an interesting thought there because everyone's thinking you're going to take some shots. So, okay, that's fine. Let's get ourselves a pretty easy 10 or 15 yards. That quick screen that's really been the go-to throw for Damaris Bird. And he doesn't even have a drop back. Just one step, get it into the hands of his receiver in Smith, and then see if he can make something happen.
Again, you're playing tonight without Luke Gormley. To see him there on your screen, number 3 on the right side of that huddle. He has been the star of this defensive unit. It's really got some star power. You got Stanier, who's going to Kansas State. He's been the man up front. But in terms of the linebacker who's been all over the field, you're playing tonight without Gormley.
Yeah, and it's tough. You know, the team gives out the DNA awards every week, and Luke Gormley is basically there every single week. That's what type of leader that he is on this club. And sorely missed, but got to be really thrilled with the way his team is playing in his absence.
14 seconds to go. Bird looking deep. Now that pocket collapses. He throws it up, and the pass is caught. He threw a dangerous lob pass, and Gebhardt came back for it. Makes that catch at the 34. Timeout called. 7 seconds left to go, and they're going to have one more crack at the end zone.
Yeah, and this will be a situation where you probably throw just about everybody back there as far as you can to protect that goal line. We have seen that Summit doesn't feel confident in a kicking game, so you're not sure if they can even get into a range where they would feel comfortable in attempting a last-second field goal. So this is most likely touchdown or bust for the Jaguars, and so Grapevine's got to be aware of that. Don't let anybody behind you.
If you watched Baylor in Colorado last week,
yes.
You learned anything about defending this play right here.
Overload one side and let Shiloh Sanders roll out to the other.
Don't lose contain.
Knock the ball down.
To roll out. And for sure, don't let your safety stand in the back of the end zone.
Once that ball's in the air, react to it. Don't wait for a reaction.
See how Charles Wheeler, the defensive coordinator, wants to play this.
Solid student section there tonight. Got a good look at it.
Great crowd here at Mustang Panther Stadium. 7 seconds and a 6-0 Mustang lead. Should be the final play of this first half. Bird's going to throw it. Looking, has all sorts of time. Now here comes Stanier, rolling right, throws it up, incomplete, clock hits 0. Outstanding job by Grapevine. And they pitch a shutout in the first half. A 6-0 lead, a touchdown from the freshman Jake Graham on a 9-play, 88-yard drive. They missed the extra point, but the defense has been superb, and we go to the break with a 6-0 Grapevine lead. We'll step aside. We'll let you enjoy the halftime festivities here at Mustang Panther Stadium, and we'll be back towards the end of the half with a look at our first half statistics. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
For over 40 years, the Stacy family has been proud to serve North Texas with exceptional furniture that combines comfort and style.
To thank you for shopping with our family, we're celebrating with huge savings during Stacy's anniversary sale.
Right now, save on quality furniture for every room in your home.
Shop Stacy's Sleep Solutions and receive the royal treatment. Buy today and get a king mattress for the price of a queen.
It's all on sale during Stacy's anniversary celebration.
Remember, when you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family.
And you're not burning money.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
You need from this, keep it from your friends.
They call it the big time. Gonna shine. Got 'em in your sights.
You wanna be great now. You're just trying to find a way out. I don't wanna tell you how to live, but I just don't want you to miss. And I don't mean to scare you. I want you to live, and I dare you to give this life all you have. Yeah, all you We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. There's no way out of this. This life is all you get. One shot to take. Don't miss, just make. Don't get it twisted. We're on a mission to live life legendary. Yeah, we are legendary. We are legendary. We are not ordinary. We are legendary. You will remember our names. We are legendary. Living extraordinary. We are
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my distinct pleasure to welcome you to halftime. Please welcome to the field the Grapevine Mustangs team. Please under the direction of head coach Katie Worthworth and assistant coach Ellen Ayers. This week's staff recognition is Mr. Reeves. Thank you for all you do for the Phillies and for our halftime performance. Last week's Spirit Girl of the Week was Olivia Orozco. This week's Spirit Girl is Lucia Orozco. Last week's Rookie of the Week was Sophia Guerra. Rookie of the Week this week is Harper Yeager. Last week's Philly Honor Girl was Rosie Tui. Our Philly Honor Girl this week is Ainsley Alexander. The Phillies will be performing a field turn or two. Blinding Lights. the 2024 edition of the award-winning Grapevine Mustangs Band. The team once again will present their show entitled Johnny Longpole. Now under the field direction of drum majors Nate Ryder, Elizabeth Marlin, and Maya Bed, the Mustang Band.
To travel purposefully towards an as yet unknown destination.
over 40 years, the Stacy family has been proud to serve North Texas with exceptional furniture that combines comfort and style.
Well, thank you for shopping with our family. We're celebrating with huge savings during Stacy's anniversary sale.
Right now, save on quality furniture for every room in your home.
Shop Stacy's Sleep Solutions and receive the royal treatment. Buy today and get a king mattress for the price of a queen.
It's all on sale during Stacy's anniversary celebration.
Remember, when you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family.
And you're not burning money.
Mustang Panther Stadium here in Grapevine, where the Mustangs have a 6-0 lead. We get ready for the third quarter. Reagan Ratcliffe and Brendan Smith. And you look at the first half stats, and for Grapevine, 147 total yards of offense. A lot of their damage has been done on the ground, 126 yards rushing. What they're doing on the ground, and then also against Mansfield Summit's offense, they've held them just to 98 yards total through the first two quarters.
Yeah, and so for Grapevine, the 147 total offensive yards, 126 of those on the ground, and no surprise, Julian Contreras leads the way. 14 carries for 95 yards. Jake Graham has the one touchdown as he punched it in from 17 yards, 3 for 26 with a yard. But yeah, as you talk about defensively, just 98 yards allowed, and it looked like early on that first drive that Summit had something going, and the majority of their offense came from that first drive. Since that drive that ended in a turnover on downs, Grapevine has been really good defensively, and to hold the team under 100 yards for the first half, no matter who you're playing, that's pretty impressive.
It's a big Friday night in the district. We've got a couple of scores to report on, I believe. There's some big games outside of this one tonight. I'm not sure. I know that Argyle and Colleyville Heritage are playing. What scores we've got available also. The Colony and Seguin, I think, are the two big games.
Yeah, and so unfortunately, though, actually it looks like here in maybe around halftime, just 6-6, Arlington Seguin and the Colony playing a big ball game there. And then Everman and Mansfield Timberview. It's two teams that aren't out to great starts, but it's Timberview with a 20-7 lead. Don't have an updated score yet on the Argyle Colleyville Heritage ball game. So two teams in Timberview and Everman at 1 and 3 are going to come out there with their second win. And Grapevine right now looking for their first win. Got to feel pretty good going into that second half with a 6-0 lead.
A lot of work left to do, and they'll go on that defensive side first here against Mansfield Summit. The Jaguars had the ball 4 times in the first half. Their first drive, they turned over on downs. They got down to the 11-yard line, went for it on a 4th down and goal at the 11. They were held out. They punted twice, and then their last possession time expired as they got down to the Mustang 38. Here's Caden Moreland to kick it away. This kickoff will come down about a yard deep. Take him out by Gebhardt. He's dangerous on the return, and he's ahead of the 25, up to the 30. A burst to the 38-yard line. Well, he nearly took one to the house on the kickoff on that last kickoff of the first half, and this one he gets Mansfield Summit in some great field position.
Yeah, he's able to just to find that seam and nearly break it for the second consecutive time. So that's really the reason why Summit had a chance to put points up on the board at the end of the first half. It was because of that solid return. So they get good field position to start here in the second half.
That 3-man front defensively for Grapevine was so good. Of Tatum Evans up front, along with Bradley Stanier and Cedric Hicks. They also walked the outside linebacker Luke Hecht down to the line of scrimmage. On first down, to the air. Bird on the screen pass for Gebhardt. Davis does a great job of not letting him get outside.
Well, Davis makes a nice play because he had Zayden Smith, the receiver, coming to try and block him on that screen to Gebhardt. And you should be able to see him here. He absorbs that first contact and gets right off that block into the ball carrier.
On second down, there's a huge hole and a foot race, and this is going to be won by Nettles. It takes Summit 2 plays into the second half to score, and the one thing that Grapevine did not allow in that first half was the big play. That one right there, though, for Summit goes 56 yards.
Well, there you go. We had 3 touchdowns of at least 30 yards last week, including a 66-yarder, and once again, the defense has played so good for the first 4 possessions that they've had defensively, and all of a sudden you're a kick away from playing from behind. So a disastrous start here to the second half.
Apodaca for the extra point. Gives Summit the lead. Moreland missed his extra point, and Apodaca has his blocked. So we are tied at 6. The Mustangs came right through the middle, and it may have been Tatum Evans that got a hand on him.
Oh, he's coming out celebrating like he did. Either way, keeping this thing tied at 6. We'll see if we can figure out who got their hands on it.
That pressure came from the middle. The Mustangs get the block. We're tied at 6. 11:20 to go. Some fireworks here early in the third quarter. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio. Six our score after that 59-yard touchdown run by Darian Nettles. And so it took Summit just 40 seconds into this third quarter to tie the game. But hey, the difference right now, and something you got to keep an eye on, is the missed extra points for both sides. It was Caden Moreland who missed his wide right, and then Apodaca who had his blocked.
Well, we saw the best offensive possession of the game for Grapevine to end that first half. What do they got in store for us to start the second?
On the return, pretty good return there, up to the 35. That's Cooper Towery. The Mustangs will have a first down and 10 at their own 35-yard line in a 6-6 ball game here to begin the third quarter. Look at the numbers for Grapevine offensively in the first half. 126 yards on the ground, 21 through the air, 147 total. Julian Contreras is only 5 yards away from his 5th straight 100-yard game on the ground. Jalen Holmes only threw the ball twice in that first half. He was 2 of 2 for 21 yards.
But I thought he was a really good decision maker. The way that he was able to fool this offense when it came to the keeper, when he was going to keep, when he was going to pitch, when he was going to hand off.
Holmes on first down. On the option, outside. A lot of blocking in front for Stewart, who's close to midfield.
Boy, that was a play that it looked like if Contreras got it or if Stewart got it, it was going to be a big play. When Contreras got this football, there's a pretty sizable hole. But then the pitch out there to Stewart. Nice job on first down. The last 2 possessions, first down has been very kind to the Mustangs.
That is the bread and butter of Bob DeBessa's offense right there. The triple option run to perfection on that toss to Stewart at midfield with the 2-back look. Holmes in the gun. Hatton is the H-back up top left. Again on the option. Holmes pulls it. A lot of room out in front. Gets it to Graham. Spins out of a tackle. Graham's at the first down and maybe a little bit more to the 39.
There is a flag down just beyond the line of scrimmage.
Is on Grapevine, and this will be coming back.
I was initially thinking that hopefully that ref's not saying it was a forward pass because Holmes was behind that line of scrimmage, but kind of hard to tell what the exact call was there. A break for the Jaguars.
That comes back to the 45, a first down and 15. This may be the best push we've seen from the offensive line all season long.
Back-to-back possessions where it's been solid.
That offensive line of Taden Sneed and Daniel Campos the tackles, Bergen Weir, Spencer Williams the guards, and Will Mason the center. On first down and 15. Holmes pulls it, pitches it. Graham gets away from one, but cannot get away from the middle linebacker, Christian Jones. He gets 4.
Summit flying to the football right now. And one thing that I thought made that last possession of the first half so impressive and really so effective was at least the threat of a potential throw. Only 2 completions for Holmes today, but they showed that they had the ability to do that on that last drive, and that led to 6 points.
Second down and 11 behind the chains here with 9.5 to go in the third. A two tight end set. Contreras, he's got a big hole, then bounces it outside. Looking for another block. He gets a stiff arm at the 45. Well, a lot of work to get 5 yards. There was a massive hole in that right side.
Yeah, and maybe a case where if Contreras could do it all over again, he just would have put his head down and cut up the field. He made a couple of moves because he was wanting the big play. And I think if he stays with that original lane, we'll get a look at it. I mean, like you said, there's a huge hole. And I think if he cuts up the field there instead of trying to go outside, he gets the first down. But, yeah, he had thoughts of something bigger, just could not get to that edge.
Big play right here. 3rd down and 6 for the Mustangs. They break the huddle with 10 seconds on the play clock. Trips up top. Now they'll motion the receiver back over in Fredericks. And now maybe some confusion. Bob DeBess wants that timeout. Timeouts could be very critical in this second half. That's their first. They burn one with 8:37 to go, and that looks like just some confusion.
Yeah, and usually, Grapevine, as we've talked about all season long, they're going to let that play clock go well below 10, but generally they're set with about 20 seconds or so left, and so they've got some time to try and figure out what we're going to do. It felt a little bit rushed there. Didn't want to have a busted play, especially on a big 3rd down and 6. So we're going to talk about this here and try and continue this drive.
Holmes has only thrown it twice tonight, 3rd down and 6. The way they've run this offense would tell you they're going to keep it on the ground, and they have been very dangerous tonight in the option game. They've got a one-back look right here, though, with Contreras.
And if you pick up maybe 4 or 5 and it's 4th and short, you may see Bob DeBess roll the dice a little bit.
3rd and 6. DJ Wright is the H-back now. Frederick motions into the backfield. High snap. Holmes has trouble with it, bringing it down. He somehow got it down, but that threw the whole play off. Because right there to meet him as soon as he pulled that ball down was Gerald Maria. 4th down, and they'll bring on the punt unit.
And Jalen Holmes a little bit slow to get up there, but yeah, he has to go up to try and grab the football, and then as he's bringing it down, he runs into Julian Contreras. So not what they had in mind on 3rd and 6. And a promising drive is going to die around midfield.
So this punt from Holmes, good snap to him. He gets away a dandy kick. This will come down, fair catch signal for at the 16. So here comes Summit back on offense, and they only needed 2 plays on their opening drive to score here in the 3rd quarter. And they're going to start, mark this ball at their own 16-yard line. And as good as the defense was in that first half, now you kind of start to hold your breath based on what you saw on the second play from scrimmage.
Yeah, it was just a handoff straight up the gut, and it just sliced right through this defense. So how are you going to respond? You've got to figure out a way, like you did in that first half, to avoid that big play.
1st and 10 from their own 16. It's Nettles again. Cuts it back to Daylight. Look out. There goes Nettles. Splits 2 defenders and takes off and leaves everyone behind him. Well, Shannon Hall's going, where was this in the first half? Nettles, who was held to just 21 yards in the first half, has broken off touchdown runs of 62, and that one right there of 84.
And both similar plays. There's not a whole lot of trickery to it. One cut, and then it's just speed. One move by Nettles, and then it's just a foot race, and no one from Grapevine can catch him, and that's a guy that has completely changed this game.
Extra point from Apodaca. The last one was blocked. This to make it an 8-point game. Or rather a 7-point game. It is good. 13-6 our score now. Well, big plays was one of the keys tonight, and Grapevine did not allow one big play in the first half. They've seen 2 go to the house here in the 3rd quarter. It's now 13-6 Summit with 7:38 left to go in the 3rd here on Tradio.
Can't get enough.
13-6, Mansfield Summit, 7:38 to go. Summit only had 33 yards rushing in the first half. And Adarian Nettles, all of a sudden, has quadrupled those numbers?
So, 33 yards in the first half. They've run 3 plays in the second, and 2 of those, a 59-yard touchdown run and an 84-yard touchdown run from Nettles.
Now Davis on the return. Davis had some room there, and he's still on his feet to the 33-yard line.
But one thing that Coach DeBest said is that in all 4 games, we're 0-4, but effort's never been the problem. And not the problem here, but when you've been out to an 0-4 start, you feel good going at half, and then all of a sudden everything turns against you as you see that return from Davis. It takes some guts, it takes some character to swing right back. And if you ever needed a response, this is it. Because, one, just the defense needs a breather on the other side. Need to get some positive momentum going. You had a good drive going, but a holding call on first down really changed everything that last possession.
1st and 10 for their own 33. Frederick motions back into the backfield. On the toss to him. Great pursuit as they run him down. A bone-crushing hit at the 31. That safety and Jashawn Williams came crashing down.
And again, that last drive of the second half, the threat of the pass was there. It's not there right now. There's been no attempt, and Summit has not been fooled. At some point, I think you're going to have to put this ball in the air.
2nd down and 12 after the loss of 2. Holmes will send 2 receivers up top, and Kel Thompson and Luke Stewart. Hatton, the H-back, is to the left, and they've got 2 backs in Graham, the freshman, and Contreras, the senior. Back on the ground. It's Graham. Bottled up. Freshman drives forward for a hard-earned yard. And now 3rd and 11 coming up. The tide has really swung here. Almost 6 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
And it feels like more has happened in the first 6 minutes than did in the first 24 minutes of the first half.
Again, Summit's playing without their star defensive end, Travis Bahaki, the Houston commit. Here's a 3rd down and 11. Gotta have this one just to keep that defense off the field and move the chains. Hatton motions. They rush 4, wide open over the middle and incomplete. Well, he had a man in Frederick who might have been able to raise to the first down marker. Devontae Johnson was right over the top. It's incomplete, and it's a 3 and out.
Yeah, would have loved to have seen if that ball's put on the numbers. Would have been an interesting end of that play. Let's see if that first down is picked up. So 3 and out, not what you wanted. As you're putting it right back into the hands of this offense that has run 3 plays and had 2 monster runs to turn the ball game around.
So Holmes to punt it. Slow snap back, and he gets it off. Caught at the 30. And a big hit on Gebhardt, shoved out at the 31. Well, got any ideas on who they may go to here?
Got a pretty good feeling that it's going to be handed off to Nettles, and why not?
Touchdown run of 59 on in the second play from scrimmage, and then 84 on the first play of their last drive. So here comes that Summit offense led by quarterback Damaris Bird. First down out of a 3-receiver set. Bird going deep down that right side. Gebhardt's there. Davis, though, great coverage. Well, he has been outstanding tonight on that top side corner, and he was right step for step with Ian Gebhardt.
And it looked like Summit was almost going for a kill shot. Hey, we got 2 quick runs up the middle. You're probably thinking we're going to do that again. That's what we thought. Instead, they take a shot, but they've gone, every time they've taken that shot, they've gone after Davis. And Davis, so far, 3 for 3.
Nettles is in the backfield. See if they go back to the ground. Mustangs shift their front to a 3-man defensive front line. Here is Nettles trying to get outside. Great pursuit. And Luke Heck was the first man to get in the backfield. I'll bring up a 3rd down and long.
Yeah, he doesn't make the tackle, but he just provides the pressure and slows down Nettles enough to where he's got to get around him, try to get to the edge, and by the time he does, there's 3 or 4 red-shirted Mustangs that are coming in there to make a big-time play.
3rd down and 10. Watch for Ian Gebhardt, top of the screen, number 2. A low snap. The give is to Nettles, though, and he is wrapped up. There's a flag that came flying in from the secondary late. Would be a 4th down. That penalty marker looked like it might be in the area of holding.
Well, you're hoping it's that and not someone getting their hand on a face mask. It will be a hold.
You'd think they would decline that, and Charles Wheeler would say, we'll just get the ball back here. It should be a 3 and out.
What the doctor ordered. Bad snap and then just a whole slew of red and white in the middle.
Would just be the second 3 and out for Summit if, in fact, they punt. Although Bird is staying on right here. I don't know if Shannon Hall didn't realize it's 4th down and 9, or he just has ultimate confidence in his offense.
Wow.
They're going to go for it. 4th and 9.
Well,
now,
they might have just realized
blew, and yeah, I think Shannon Hall was confused on what down it was. It's a timeout called.
Clearly 4th down. But I think.
I say Shannon Hall. It may have been Kendrick Pope, the offensive coordinator.
I don't know who called it, but someone fell asleep at the wheel and did not realize that this is 4th down. I couldn't believe they were going to go for that there. I'm all for the aggressiveness, but not 4th and 9 with a 7-point lead at your 30.
I don't think Dane Campbell would have gone for it.
No.
4th and 9 and thrown 31.
As wild as he is, he wouldn't have done it.
So 5:13 to go with the clock stopped in a 13-6 ball game. Mustangs will be set to get the football back.
I think the problem is the scoreboard had 3rd down. The sideline marker had 4th. So if I'm Summit, I'd be saying, hey, I want my timeout back.
Right.
But yeah, 4th down, it has been changed on the scoreboard.
Now they bring in the special teams unit.
Now if they fake it, it's going to be really gutsy.
Apodaca to punt. Power stands back at his 43. Grapevine's got a chance to get good field position here. High kick away from Powers. Takes a Summit bounce. Will die at the 29, near the 28-yard line. Well, as bad as this 3rd quarter has been, it's still a 1-possession game with 5:02 to go in the 3rd.
And it feels like this has been about as long as our first half. Our first half was flying. And another flag on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct has just been called. Well, the ref just pointed both ways.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who it's on.
Offsetting, maybe? Or let's see. They've got this spotted right now at the 28-yard line. Well, penalties have not been an issue for either team tonight. It looks like it's going to be on Grapevine. So this is
tough.
That's a 28-yard line. Not bad field position, but now you're back inside your own 15 now at the 14. That really changes. Maybe not necessarily your play calling, but with the way this Grapevine offense moves the ball, now to have to go 86 yards seems like a mountain.
And you thought you were going to have good field position. It was a solid punt from Summit. Got a decent roll, but yeah, to push yourself even further back. If anything, Summit's won the field position game today, and that's been a big difference.
8th drive of the night for Grapevine. And 1st down. Hatton motions out. Whistles and maybe movement up front. False start on Grapevine. Mustangs tonight offensively, the lone touchdown drive started back at their own 12-yard line. It was a 9-play, 88-yard drive, capped off by Jake Graham's 17-yard touchdown run.
Boy, had the ball at the 28-yard line to start this drive, and before you even snap it, you're inside your own 10.
At the 8 on a 1st down and 15. Holmes in the gun, Contreras and Graham in the backfield. Hatton motions. Holmes tosses, Graham. They made one juke move and a man missed, but then had another man waiting for him as they played the option perfectly. And Devontae Johnson made that tackle for a short gain of 1.
I've been impressed with the speed of this Summit defense because there's been times, and even here's one of them, when Holmes goes outside and gets the pitch, you're thinking he's got a chance, but there's just so many white jerseys that are swarming to the football. And outside of really one drive, Summit's been able to keep Grapevine at bay.
2nd and 14. Again, that play clock down inside 10. Holmes snaps it with 5 on the clock. There's the give to Contreras and a huge hole. Contreras spins out of the tackle. Contreras across midfield, trying to run away from the defenders, and he is tackled at the 13. And there are no flags. One of the biggest plays from scrimmage this year for the Mustang offense.
And that is just hard work from number 23 in your backfield. First contact is made maybe about 6 or 7 yards down, but look at this speed. Those are defensive backs chasing him, and he nearly takes it to the house.
He outran Habib Diop, the linebacker, and I believe it was Johnson that caught him, the corner. And so now at the 9-yard line, a one-possession game with 3:45 left to go in the third. Back to the ground. Graham drives his way to the 9. Contreras, 5 straight 100-yard games. He's pushing 200 tonight.
On the sideline, getting a little bit of oxygen, and now he comes back in for this second down play.
Hatton also checks in. This was a 6-0 Grapevine lead at the half. 2 huge runs by the Jaguars at 59 and 84 from the running back. And Adarian Nettles has given the Jaguars a 13-6 lead, and now whistle blowing here from the officiating.
There's a flag on the far side of the field, and we
sideline warning.
Yeah, sideline. Is it a warning, or are they? I mean, the flag was thrown.
It's on Grapevine, and
well, it was on Summit. It was the official on the far side of the field. See if they're going to move this at all.
Bob the best too, making sure his guys are back.
Just a warning.
So it's 2nd down and 9. 2nd down and goal at the 9. Contreras, the running back, left to Holmes. Frederick motions. The give to Contreras wrapped up. They were waiting for him at the 8. So now you got a 3rd down and goal at the 8-yard line. For most teams, this would be a passing situation, not necessarily for Grapevine, as Holmes has only thrown the ball twice tonight. But do you sense maybe something could be up to Bob DeBessa's sleeve right here? But they had Contreras in their crosshairs waiting for him on that play.
Yeah, Summit knew exactly what was going to come there.
And very well could be 4-down territory. 3rd down and goal at the 8-yard line. 3 backs in this Mustangs backfield. The play clock's at 2. Holmes on the give to Contreras, and he gets down to the 4. So now the decision, they're going to bring the field goal unit on. So Moreland will attempt this field goal. It should be straight on from 21 yards.
And seemed to just be happy with the opportunity for 3. Didn't really take a shot once you had that big run from Julian Contreras. And trying to make it a closer ball game here and then put it back in the hands of your defense.
Good snap and hold, and Moreland drives that through. So the Mustangs started this drive back at their own 14-yard line. They had a penalty that initially you could say the drive started at the 8. They get a field goal out of it, and they're right back in it. They're down 13-9 with 1:35 to go. This is Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
For over 40 years, the Stacy family has been proud to serve North Texas with exceptional furniture that combines comfort and style.
To thank you for shopping with our family, we're celebrating with huge savings during Stacy's anniversary sale.
Right now, save on quality furniture for every room in your home.
Shop Stacy's Sleep Solutions and receive the royal treatment. Buy today and get a king mattress for the price of a queen.
It's all on sale during Stacy's anniversary celebration.
Remember, when you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family.
And you're not burning money.
(13-9) Summit leads with 1:35 left to go in the third quarter. It was a 6-play, 87-yard drive and a 21-yard field goal from Cade Morrison to make this a 13-9 ball game.
Really, for both scoring drives for Grapevine, they have been long, methodical drive. 9-play drive, 88 yards, a touchdown to go up 6-0 in the second quarter. And this one here, 6 for 87. You would have loved for it to end in a touchdown, but the 3 get you back within 4.
From the 17, he gets outside. And another good return. There's a flag that comes flying in late from this back judge, who was way behind the play, almost from across the field through that penalty. It's a hold on the Jaguars, and so Mansfield Summit won't have nearly as good a field position as they were set out to have.
Must have been an emphasis to call holding in the officials' meetings this week, as that has been the call of choice tonight.
So you got 1:30 to go in the third, in a 13-9 ball game. Mustangs held on a 3-and-out on the previous possession, which, boy, after the way this third quarter started with 2 huge runs by Darian Nettles for touchdowns, to get a 3-and-out was massive. This such a crucial drive right here. This Mansfield, or this Grapevine defense, and they hold up again. Nettles driving straight ahead to the 26 and a pick up a 3.
Almost look like they were trying to set up Grapevine there. They went trips left and then a 4th receiver up top, but then elected to hand it off.
So it'll be a pickup of, well, they're going to give him 4 on the play.
And I got a player down.
So a man down. We'll step aside with him here at Mustang Panther Stadium. It is a 13-9 Jaguars lead. 1:13 to go in the third when we come back here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
One location, 4 amazing brands. Grubb's family of dealerships. Located on Highway 114, 25 acres of luxury car shopping. After 75 years of serving the Dallas-Fort Worth Metro, we invite you to shop Grubb's Acura, Infiniti, Polestar, and Volvo, all in Grapevine. Our service departments are fully staffed and ready to help with walk-ins or appointments. Start with the best, skip the rest at Grubb's family of dealerships.
Compass Church is for you. Join us each week to experience great music, a message that applies to your everyday life, as well as programming for your kids and students to engage on their level. Learn more at compass.church.
It was Darian Nettles who was down for Mansfield Summit. Now, he did walk off the field under his own ability. So here we go on a 2nd down and 6. On the handoff, this is Dowdu, who is flipped over, and they're going to call him down at the 30-yard line. It forced that fumble, but he was already down. Brown forced the fumble, so it's a pickup of 2.
We'll see if we can confirm that. It was you could hear the whistle kind of before you saw the ball. That might have been the previous play.
That was the one that Nettles got hurt on. Nettles has gone 12 carries for 169 yards. He's not back on the field. Dowdu, the sophomore, is on at running back. Low snaps on the ground, busted play. Dowdu's in trouble. He is hit in the backfield. Ball where the helmet pops loose at the 20. And so it's going to be another 3-and-out here for Mansfield Summit. And with 20 seconds to go in the third, that very well could be our final play of the third quarter.
Well, the start of the third was a disaster for Grapevine. They've seemed to get it back on the tracks. And clock stopped for some reason here. Now it's rolling again.
So Apodaca to punt. He'll have to punt this because well, that play clock is at 5 now. The game clock is at 8. There'd be maybe something off with the clock operators. Apodaca gets this one off. It's short. And Grapevine's going to get outstanding field position here. That's the final play of the third quarter. They're going to mark this ball at the 30. Let's see who's marking it at the 30, close to the 30-yard line.
he was doing a tango there.
Well, he was, wasn't he?
Hard on
Maybe it's a 31. It's hard to tell where they've got it. It's great field position here for Grapevine. When we come back, we're going to flip sides. We're headed to the fourth. Grapevine down 13-9 with 12 minutes to go in this one here on Mustang Friday night on Tradio.
Can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Come on, let's go. Can't get enough. Start the show. Can't get enough. Yeah. Just can't get enough. Oh, 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 oh.
Fourth quarter here from Mustang Panther Stadium. That was a 10-yard punt there for Summit, and so Grapevine has got great field position here. They're going to mark it at the 31-yard line. Two backs in the backfield. Grapevine and down 4 here in a one-possession game. Holmes to throw, going deep, and it's incomplete. Good coverage, and he was looking for Stewart, and he wisely throws it away.
Well, decided to take a shot there, and for Summit, they had good coverage. There wasn't a whole lot of separation. Holmes was trying to go for the Hail, I guess not the Hail Mary, but for going for it all there on first down, and just overthrows the receiver by quite a bit.
Second down and 10 here for this Mustang offense, who's just the third pass attempt of the night there for Holmes. You can bet they would be back on the ground right here. Hatton with the motion across. Holmes, handoff, huge hole for Contreras. Dancing and then runs over a man. Contreras, 10-5. Mustangs have the lead on a Julian Contreras 31-yard touchdown scamper.
And once again, Coach Bob DeBest talked about it in the pregame. The ability of Julian Contreras to get yards after contact. He's touched almost immediately. Makes one guy miss, blows right through Omo Dadu. Goes to the end zone.
I'm glad you I was waiting for somebody to say it first. Now here's the extra point from Moreland. You nailed it. I couldn't have said it better. That's 15-13. Mustangs lead.
Go to break, please.
11:32 to go in the fourth. You're on Mustang Friday night on Tradio. It is 16-13 after that 31-yard touchdown run by Julian Contreras. The extra point was good, so now a 16-13 Mustangs lead.
Oh, before that touchdown, you had Julian Contreras at 18 for 186, so he's over 200 yards along with that touchdown now. What a day for Julian.
5 straight 100-yard games. And then tonight, what he has done on the ground has been special. And the offensive line has been outstanding tonight. Their best game of the year. This comes down to the 20. Big block. And can't get outside. And this block, this may be coming back. And they may be calling here. I'm curious on Jeremiah McClinn's block if that was called for targeting. I don't think it was a block in the back. It looked to be a clean in terms of where he hit him. But I'm wondering where he hit him.
Now they're going block in the back.
Yeah, they are. I don't know if we got to look at that. McClin just depleted. Whoever it was, he peeled back on. But this
I believe that was Tatum Evans.
It's going to send Summit back in the shadows of their own end zone.
And we'll get another look here. You'll see Evans I didn't see a block in the back, to be honest with you.
It may not have been on McClin. May have been on somebody else.
Either way, going to push him back quite a bit.
First down and 10 at the 14 is where Summit will start this drive. On the handoff, Dowdu to the 17. He's hit hard right there, getting up from the pile. Cooper Towery along with Brady Boozer.
It's so strange just because it's like there's two plays that are such an anomaly with the way that this Grapevine defense has played tonight. And because you've had those two breakdowns, you sort of hold your breath a little bit. You feel good about the way the defense has played, but those big runs just came out of nowhere.
Second down and 7 for the Jaguars and a 3-point Mustang lead. Bird's throw to Gebhardt. Splits two defenders and then is wrapped up. A hard tackle by Thomas Powers, the outside linebacker who got there, but that is a first down for Summit.
That, again, has been that go-to play for Summit. It's the quick one step back and then throw it to a receiver on the outside and let the other receiver try to block. Gebhardt has been their go-to guy, along with Adarian Nettles.
I believe this is the first time this year that Grapevine has had a lead in the fourth quarter. Wakeland, I've got to think back on that. I don't know if they had the lead in the fourth quarter in that ball game. So here's Nettles working to get outside, and he is wrapped up around his shoulder pads at the 32 by Boozer down at the 31. That'd be the only game that they might have had a lead in the fourth. But they lost that ball game 14-10.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. The box score here doesn't have the quarter by quarter, so I believe you. Yeah. I know that.
Mason Mears would know, our statistician.
He knows everything.
Go back and look at that. This is, I could say this, though. This is unfamiliar territory.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's uncharted. Maybe it is, but this has not been something the Grapevine's been used to this year. So see how they respond. The defense has been great since those two big touchdown runs from Summit. Bird to throw, lobbing it deep down the sideline and incomplete. Good coverage again up top, and Dallas Davis is playing his best ball game of the year.
Yeah, they keep challenging Davis. 4 times that they have gone sort of that go route down the sideline, and all 4 times it's been incomplete.
Third down and 6.
Because that was Dominic Young they were trying to get the deep ball to.
Yeah, 2 backs in the backfield with Bird, the junior quarterback. Mustangs walk up that outside linebacker now. A third down and 6. Bird with time. Now rolling. Pressure coming. Still searching. Throws it up. Incomplete. Well, that was in harm's way as Ashton Player, the corner, was maybe a step away from picking that one off. They'll have to punt.
Michael Utorka with the solid pursuit, forcing Bird out of the pocket here. I guess Bird really went inside, or took off outside that pocket, and then Utorka was right on him. So great coverage downfield. Even as that scramble happened, there was nowhere for Bird to go with the football.
It's the 3rd straight punt for Summit and their 5th punt of the night. Apodaca's kick gets away one of his better ones, although it's towards the sideline. And Grapevine is a man down for Summit, back around the 30. Grapevine's going to have pretty decent field position. How about the response you've seen from them? As we've watched Grapevine this year, the big plays, how they've hurt them, to see Summit score 2 long touchdown runs like they did right out of the gates in the 3rd quarter had to bring some concern. How impressive you've been with their response.
And the problem at times has been when that one big play happens, you can't stop the bleeding. It just continues and continues and continues. And you were worried because it was the first 3 plays offensively for Summit. They had 2 of them that went for touchdowns, 1 for 59, 1 for 84. And so you're thinking, oh, great, here we go again. But in the possession since, it's been, if I'm not mistaken, is it 3 straight 3 and outs? And
That's
so,
right.
yeah, well, yeah, you at least get, you force them to at least punt 3 consecutive times and have changed the ball game once again. So impressed with that fight. that Grapevine has shown. It's not going to feel great unless you can get it across the finish line, though.
Huge drive right here for Grapevine. They scored on their last drive on a 31-yard touchdown run by Julian Contreras. He's closing in on a 200-yard night on the ground. Graham, the freshman, is in the backfield with him. Holmes. Handoff. Contreras still on his feet. Tough physical running from the senior running back, who's to the 49 into Summit territory.
I think Julian Contreras has earned a little post-game spread after the game.
You're not kidding.
Guy is working his tail off.
What a night it's been for him. And credit to the offensive line. And now you know, with a lead and with the clock at 8:40, Bob DeBesse got a chance to run his style of offense now, really for the first time this year, and with the clock being on his side.
Yeah, that game script that we talked about in the open makes all the difference in the world when you've got it in the positive direction and you can run the offense that you are comfortable running.
2nd down and 6. Holmes tosses. Contreras got blockers in front, cuts it up inside. Runs over a couple of defenders, and he is to the 33. Tough sledding for Julian, and he gets up. Lifted up by Hatton right there, and he's got another 1st down.
You see the combination for Contreras. As you see the speed right here, that doesn't look like a big hole, and then once he gets hit, he carries 3 defenders an extra 5 yards. So the combination of speed and power there from number 23.
So at the 33-yard line of Summit, down inside 8 minutes to go in the 4th. They go with a power set here, full house backfield. Handoff, another big hole. Contreras stood up at the 28. But again, that offensive line, they're not touching Julian until he's 5 yards and getting closer to the second.
The holes are getting bigger, and as the game goes on, that offensive line is more and more asserting their will. Just look at this push. I mean, there's so much space for Contreras, who does not get touched until, as you mentioned, he gets to that second level.
Well, they are missing Travis Bahake in a big way tonight. Senior defensive end going to University of Houston. But nonetheless, credit this O-line tonight, the work that they're doing. Hatton, the H-back. That's been a big addition back to the lineup. A 6'1", 210-pound senior. Lines up to the left of the formation. Here's the give. Graham driving ahead, doing his best impersonation of Contreras, and he's still going. They got a rugby scrum at the 20. I believe that was Jay Graham on the carry.
He's still fighting as he gets up.
It is Graham, the freshman.
The freshman leads the charge, and then those big uglies, if you call them, there in the front, just get back there and push them forward.
Here's Jaime Sanchez who comes on. Sanchez has been dealing with an injury, so it's a great sign to see number 28 back onto the field. We are at 6:30 to go. Play clock's at 8. They haven't broken the huddle. Now they break it down to 5. They only have 2 timeouts. You can see Bob DeBesse telling them to hurry. Play clock's at 1. They got it off. Contreras on the give, and he wasn't going anywhere that time. Wrapped up, slung down by Samuel Acapo.
Well, as it stands now, the clock turns into that 12th man. They'll snap this ball about 5:40 left, maybe 5:45 left. You can pick up another 1st down. I mean, that almost guarantees that at worst you're going to give the football back under 3 minutes to Summit. Unless they start using some of those timeouts. They've got 2 left. They had to burn one on, they lost track of what down it was.
2nd down and 11. Less than 6 minutes to go. Summit showing blitz. Holmes, long count. Tosses it. Somehow got it out of his hands to Frederick, and he's to the 15. But Jalen Holmes is gutsy, and what a pitch right there as he was taking a hit.
For those that just look at a box score and say, okay, he completed 2 passes, Jalen Holmes wasn't really a big part of this. He has to do this every single play. He has to make a split-second decision. Am I going to hand the ball off up the middle, or am I going to try and get this thing outside? And consistently, he has made that right decision, and it's got Grapevine right on the cusp of a victory. A 1st down here would go a long way of doing that.
3rd down and 5. We're down to 5 minutes to go. Stewart into the backfield. Contreras, the running back right. Holmes tosses to Stewart, looking for a block. Stewart rolled up at the 13. He's short of the line to gain. It's a long 3 right here. 4th down and 3, and here comes Cade Moreland.
Well, they'll elect to try and make this a 6-point game and guarantee that someone's got to score a touchdown. And they're going to get this football back right around 4 minutes or so left in the ball game.
This is a 30-yard attempt from the right hash into a very light wind. He has got plenty of leg, and he knocks it through. Cade Moreland has made this a 19-13 ball game. Grapevine with the lead and 4:22 left to go in this one from Mustang Panther Stadium when we come back on Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.
For over 40 years, the Stacy family has been proud to serve North Texas with exceptional furniture that combines comfort and style.
To thank you for shopping with our family, we're celebrating with huge savings during Stacy's anniversary sale.
Right now, save on quality furniture for every room in your home.
Shop Stacy's Sleep Solutions and receive the royal treatment. Buy today and get a king mattress for the price of a queen.
It's all on sale during Stacy's anniversary celebration.
Remember, when you're shopping at Stacy's, you're shopping with family.
And you're not burning money.
30-yard field goal from Cade Moreland, and it is Grapevine that now has a 19-13 lead with 4:22 to go. How about the numbers you're seeing tonight from Julian Contreras on the ground?
Yeah, we talked about how he was looking for his 5th consecutive 100-yard game. He's done that and some. 22 carries, 242 yards, and a touchdown.
Here's the kickoff, and it comes down, taken and trying to get to the corner. Look out, this could be dangerous. There is a penalty marker as that return by Zayden Smith. It's back close to midfield, but the marker is back at the 41.
Yeah, I think this one's going to be moving back a little bit. Bob DeBest seems to think so. Kind of forcing that offense to go the other way. That's another block in the back. We talked about how penalties hadn't been a big issue. They have been now the last 8 to 10 minutes of game time.
Last 3 possessions, 3 and outs and punts for Summit. After their first 2 drives of the second half, 2 plays, 62 yards, the 59-yard run by Nettles, and then their second drive went 84 yards on 1 play to Nettles. So the big play capability is there, but it has been a terrific response by Grapevine's defense, defensive coordinator Charles Wheeler, and the game plan that they've put together tonight. 4:14 to go in the ball game. Bird only give to Nettles. They were right there waiting for him, and they wrap him up at the line of scrimmage. And he was getting up from the pile. Tatum Evans was there. Brady Boozer's been living down around the line of scrimmage tonight as well.
Well, that's been where their big plays have come from. Handoffs to Nettles right up the middle. And that time, Grapevine keeps him from busting loose.
2nd down and 10. We're down inside 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Bird looking, now throwing, and making a man miss. 1st down yardage. Zayden Smith, the sophomore, who got some open field, and he's got a 1st down.
Ashton Player, the cornerback, comes up on that one and ends up just basically running right past Zayden Smith instead of breaking down and trying to make that tackle. He was trying to make the big hit and ended up being a 1st down for Summit.
At their own 42. Bird rolls left, looks, now throws that little comeback route, caught on the far sideline, and again he hooks up with the sophomore Smith.
Well, that's a really solid job by Damaris Bird. As he's rolling to his left, it looked like he used his eyes to get the defender off of his intended target. He was nearly close to crossing that line of scrimmage, but gets rid of it, and now Summit's got something going here with 3 minutes left.
6-point Mustang lead. Now in Grapevine territory. Not much there this time. Evans was there, Stanier. 2 standouts on the defensive line, and Nettles gets back to the original line of scrimmage. They've asked Tatum Evans to come down and play a defensive end spot tonight, a role that he's familiar with. Hicks now the nose.
Another bad snap, too, that slowed that play down a split second.
2nd and 10. Bird in the gun. All day. Going deep. Gebhardt's down there along with the defender and McKay. It's incomplete, but they're going to catch McKay maybe for interference right here. Both of them had hands on one another. I think they're going to catch McKay here for the pass interference.
Well, I guess it really depends on what team you're cheering for as to what you think of this call. But my initial thought was what you said. Both guys are going after it. I don't know.
Well, it looked like McKay had a right hand on, but also looked like Gebhardt may have had that left arm pushing as well. So,
yeah, the good news is it's not the NFL rule.
Yeah.
You're not going to get the ball on the 2-yard line. Well, that's a 15-yard penalty, and with 2:15 left, Summit takes every extra yard they can get.
This drive started back at their own 14. They're now inside the 30. Clock stopped, 2:15 to go in the ball game. Bird on the handoff to Nettles. Stanier wrapped him up. Gain of maybe a yard.
This is similar to that opening drive of the ball game where Grapevine allowed some small chunk plays, not the big play, and then eventually buckled down late. You're going to have to do that here under 2 minutes.
Keep an eye on number 2, Gebhardt, bottom of your screen. Smith's up top in the slot. He's been a favorite target as well. Nettles, the running back, on a 2nd down and 8. Bird quickly out in the flat. Gebhardt's got it, and then he's sandwiched at the 18-yard line. He has got the first down as he marked him maybe at the 17.
I was thinking he should have gotten out of bounds, but that clock stops as they reset the chains.
Jaguars have all 3 timeouts. 1:34 to go in the ball game. And now a timeout is called, I believe they got a man down for the Mustangs. So this is an official's timeout. Let's see if that's Bradley Stanier. I'm not seeing a 43 standing around. That's initially who I thought might be down.
That was my initial thought too, and you obviously don't want to speculate. You got the training staff around him right now with 1:32 left.
Kansas State commit.
Really enjoyed watching him too on the sidelines. He has sort of led that sprint down the sidelines on the big Julian Contreras run. So he is dialed in, and that was Stanier. Looks like he's going to be able to walk off the field.
6'5", 240-pound senior there in Stanier. So he'll come off. And you bring in another defensive end here. That'll be in the form of Lucas Manderville, big sophomore here, 6'2", 200 pounds. Good-looking kid who's down there at that defensive end, bottom of your screen. You're going to throw it topside. And Smith is hit hard. He gets to the 10-yard line. They're all of a sudden finding success in the air. Clock is at 1:15 to go in the ball game. Quickly, now they step on the gas and get to the line of scrimmage. A no-huddle look here. 2nd down and short. Nettles on the give. Burst down to the 1-yard line, then stopped and then just dove in. He thought for a moment he did not want to give Grapevine much time. He thought about going down. He gets into the end zone, and now the Jaguars are an extra point away from taking the lead.
Now he thought about it. And the struggles that they have had at times kicking the ball, I almost thought they might just go for this too. That might be more of a sure thing, but they're going to try the extra point.
Huge play right here in the special teams. Apodaca to kick it. Gebhardt to hold it. The snap was behind him. Gebhardt got it down, and they blocked it. It's loose. Boozer nearly picked it up and ran with it. They do get it. We got a tie ball game. 1:03 to go, and the second time tonight the Mustangs have blocked an extra point. And the pressure came from the middle once again. And it was Stanier who came up with the football.
And that might have been Tatum Evans again who got the block. I think it was. That is 2 huge plays if it was Evans. That changes everything here. 1:03 left, going for your first win. Going to get the ball back in the hands of your offense.
19 all Grapevine will get it here. And so special teams, huge. Well, you see Grapevine can get a big return. And then the way the things are going with Julian Contreras, can you get into Cade Moreland range? Now, Moreland this year, his long is of 34. So you're looking at, Grapevine getting down somewhere in the neighborhood of the 20-yard line.
We'll say that in pregame, he was good from 40. He tried it up to 45. He was short from 45. So 40 to 42-ish might be the extent of that range that you're looking for if it comes down to a last-second kick.
Thomas Powers and Dallas Davis to return. They stand at the 15. Apodaca does not have a strong leg. So Gravevine's got a chance to get decent field position. They've got 2 timeouts and 1:03 to go in the ballgame.
No penalties on this play right here. You're going to get good field position, you think. Take advantage.
Davis from the 12. Good coverage here by Summit, although Davis finds a seam, and he was 1 tackle away from having a big play. Still decent field position. 56 seconds to go in the 4th, and they'll start this drive from their own 28-yard line. Well, in their last drive, they marched 6 plays and 87 yards, and it was a 30-yard field goal by Cade Moreland. This time they start from the 28. It's Contreras and Graham in the backfield along with Holmes. Single wide out here to the bottom. Patton with the short motion across the formation. The give is to Contreras. Nowhere to go. He ran into a wall at the line of scrimmage. And now that clock will run. Loss of a couple. And now you would think Bob DeBest may play for overtime.
Yeah, that first play might have told you a lot one way or the other. And yeah, they're gonna put the brakes on here and probably still hand it off and see if Contreras breaks one, and then things look a little bit differently. But looks like we've got our first overtime of the year.
Play clock is at 10, so they could run one more play. Securing the football is huge right here. No turnovers. Contreras bounces outside, and he's down to the 35. So the clock will get down to 8, and now Bob DeBest just takes his headset off and says, let's play overtime, as that is what we've got in store. A 19-19 ball game through 4 quarters, as Grapevine got down early in the 3rd on a couple of big runs. The senior running back in Adarian Nettles, but Grapevine comes roaring back. They've tied it. Summit had to come back and with that touchdown run from Nettles. But tonight, I mean, the special teams for Grapevine, while they do have the 1 missed extra point, the special teams defensively has been huge for them tonight.
Yeah, without those 2 block kicks, the game's over. And Grapevine staring at 0-5 right in the face. But yeah, we'll have overtime, and both these coaches trying to sneak out of here with a win.
Shannon Hall and Bob DeBess. Talking with Coach DeBess earlier this week, a lot of respect for Shannon Hall, who was at Colleen Shoemaker for 5 years, a program that's traditionally down. He had them in the playoffs, and then what he's done at Summit's been special. Been there since 2016, 5 straight trips to the playoffs. To tell you the type of program you're playing here, 5 straight trips to the playoffs, a Summit team that was in the state semifinals in 2021. So, I mean, this is a traditional power right here in a 19-19 ball game going to overtime. If you win the toss, you typically want to play defense. Know what you have to do. Haven't seen yet who's won that.
Yeah, and based on the initial point, I thought that Summit won the toss. But there seems to be a bit of confusion. Everyone's pointing a different way.
They are. Wind's not really a factor tonight. There is a light breeze. I'd say maybe out of the north. It is going to be Grapevine's offense that's going to come on the field. And they're going to go into that light wind, looks like. So moving right to left. So here we go. Into overtime. Mustangs and Jaguars. Grapevine looking for that first district win. And first win of the season.
Well, it was going to be like this, right? Like, it was going to be one that you had to fight and claw and scratch and do everything you can to put it together. And so now it'll come down to overtime where both teams get a possession from the 25. If you're going to get that first win, you're going to have to work a little extra hard for it.
We'll go with a single back look here at Contreras. DJ Wright is the tight end to the left. Holmes motions Stewart back into the backfield. And first down, it's Contreras with the handoff. He was wrapped up from behind, but the extra effort gives him 4, close to 5 yards. That is all Julian Contreras.
And again, after that first contact, he was touched at the 25 and ends up falling forward for what ends up being 4 yards, and that's a solid gain on first down. You'll see it again, immediately a hand on him, and he is able to go right through that arm tackle, make it 2nd and 6.
Graham's come back in, the freshman, along with Contreras. Holmes gives to Contreras. They run left again to the 18. I'm going to spot him maybe closer to the 9. No, this is going to be the 18. It'll be a 3rd down and 3. Well, you're in Cade Moreland's range right here. It'll be a huge play to move the chains, extend this drive here on 3rd down.
You would think 2 backs, yeah, Graham and Contreras. Lots of options here for Holmes.
They've really hammered that left side. Patton's lined up that direction. Now he motions across. Summit walks up that inside linebacker in Jones. Handoff. Cutback lane's there for Contreras, but they closed it quickly. He is short of the first down, maybe by half a yard.
Decision time, and Bob DeBest is going to go for it.
4th down and what looks to be a little less than a yard. Those are the football across the 19. They've got to get, or across the 16. They've got to get to the 15.
I like the decision. Bob DeBest wants to talk about it. He's going to call timeout.
So 4th down, half a yard. This is the first possession of overtime. Boy, talking about Julian Contreras being the bell cow tonight. He's closing in on close to 30 carries. He's up over 250 yards. You would think in a half-yard situation that you're going to put the ball in the hands of number 23.
Yeah, without a doubt. And because of, even if he gets touched in that backfield or at the line of scrimmage, you trust in his ability to still get you that half yard that you need. Now, they did bring out the kick team to kind of join this this conference. Would assume they're still going to go for it here, but I guess that's not a guarantee.
Grapevine offensive coordinator Jeffrey Hyde, who's in his 3rd year, calls this offense. Bob DeBest is an offensive mastermind who specializes in the triple option. 38 years as a college coach. He's brought that offense here to Grapevine. 4th down and short. Oh, they're going to bring Moreland on. How about this? They're going to bring Moreland on for the field goal. This is a 33-yarder from just inside the near hash. His long this year is a 34.
Now the Summit coaches are yelling on the sideline. They may need a timeout.
They were trying to get personnel right. They were ready for Grapevine to go for it. There's still confusion here.
Both sidelines, and now the officials are confused.
The play clock now ticking at 20. Moreland lines it up. Very little breeze to speak of. So straight shot for the most part from 33. This to give Grapevine the lead here in the first overtime. Good snap and hold, and Moreland a high, kind of a short kick. And you're holding on that sneaks through, and it did. Cade Moreland snuck that over the crossbar from 33 yards. Grapevine's got the lead at 22-19.
Well, now you put it in the hands of your defense. And I initially liked the aggressive nature to try and go for it there to see if you could put 6 on the board. But they elect to trust their kicker. And now if the defense, all they need is one stop, And that ugly 0 that's in the win column is going to go away.
Well, now you lean heavily upon this defense. It's got some star power here. Stan, you're the defensive end. Tatum Evans has had a big night. You're playing without Luke Gormley. Here they come on first down. There's movement up front. This is going to come back 5 yards, and Summit will start this drive back at their own 30.
Well, that's 4 or 5 unofficially, I guess, pre-snap penalties from Mansfield Summit. It would help start from the 30 as opposed to that 25, and you got to go 15 yards now.
Outside of 2 big run plays from Adarian Nettles, they've really done a great job at containing him, but it just takes the one, so they've got to have number 3 in their crosshairs. So he's the running back to the right of Bird. Out of a 3-receiver package, low snap, Bird looking, going deep, over the middle for the game. The lead by Gebhardt, it's incomplete. Outstanding coverage, who else? Number 1, Dallas Davis is having a whale of a ball game.
I don't know if that game plan is, hey, we're going to go after Dallas Davis, but they have tried. That is at least 5 times they have gone down the field, and Davis has been there every single time. Sometimes the target is Gebhardt. It's been Young at times, but great defense there from Davis.
2nd down and 15 from the gun. Nettles trying to get outside. Nothing there. Short gain of 1. There are 4 red jerseys all around the football.
It feels like the most into it that this crowd has been all season long.
3rd down and 14. They've got to get to the 15-yard line of Grapevine. Mustangs scored on their opening possession of overtime, 22-19. Three wides, Nettles the running back. Bird's going to throw on a play action with time. Going deep for Gebhardt, throws it up. Catch is made. Going to his back, Gebhardt with the catch, and Summit wins this ball game. Mustangs are pleading their case here. They were thinking there was a penalty. I don't know if they're claiming somebody was moving. They're pointing back in this direction, but there's nothing from this officiating crew that would tell you that there's anything but a touchdown signal.
Man. And, yeah, Dallas Davis gets up immediately and points the official. I don't know what the confusion was. Grapevine, I don't know if I've ever seen this. The defense can't believe the game's over. The sideline can't believe the game's over. And the officials are walking off the field.
I don't know if they were pointing at the play clock. I didn't see where the play clock was. That seems to be what they were pointing at. Oh, my, what a devastating loss for Grapevine tonight. They scored on their opening possession of overtime, and Damaris Bird threw up a prayer to Ian Gebhardt, who came down with it on his back, and Summit pulls this one out. Oh, that's gut-wrenching tonight for Grapevine. They fall for the 5th time.
Just about everything right, and as good as Dallas Davis had been at defending that deep ball, they finally get him. A just heartbreaking way to lose as Grapevine, they deserved the win. They played their absolute tails off, and that's a gut punch.
You know, Bob DeBess and Shannon Hall shake hands at midfield, and this Mustang team that fought so valiantly. You saw so many positives tonight. Always in the run game with Julian Contreras. He has a career night. The offensive line was outstanding. You saw big plays from the defense tonight. The special teams came up big. One big play it came down to, and Summit, who had hurt you on the ground tonight, they'd not really done a whole lot of damage through the air. Win it on the final play right there on the touchdown pass from Damaris Bird to Ian Gebhardt. It's going to do it for us tonight. A tough way to see Grapevine lose their 5th game of the season as they were on the brink of their first victory. We'll have to regroup and get ready for Burleson. Tell you about our next broadcast. It comes to you Friday of next week when the Mustangs travel south down to Burleson to take on the Elks. We'll be on the air at 6:30, and then kickoff is set for 7 o'clock. So until then, for our producer here in the booth, AJ Juarez, for our statistician Mason Mears, and my broadcast partner Brendan Smith, and our entire crew, I'm Reagan Radcliffe. saying good night and God bless from Mustang Panther Stadium in Grapevine, where our final score, Summit wins it 25-22 over Grapevine. This has been a presentation of Mustang Friday Night on Tradio.